All right, welcome to the Sae Bae cast number 189 with King Condor. King Condor, how are we doing today?
Very good. Very good to be here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Dude, how was the subathon? I heard you were doing a subathon. I probably popped in a couple times, but I just don't watch YouTube streamers for the most part, you know?
No, I
But
don't
yeah,
I
how
don't
was it?
blame you at all. The streams suck in general. It was good though. 23 days,
Jesus, man.
and like 9 hours or something, I think. Um, it hurt a lot, but it was good fun. And yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone had a good time as well, so it's
So is
not
that
bad.
is that the first subathon or have you done other ones? Is this the longest you've done?
I've done three now, and but that's the longest one I've done. Yeah, I put like a cap on it, like a soft cap. After a certain amount of time, I like double the price basically, so it's
Mm.
twice as expensive to keep the clock going because otherwise that shit'll go forever, man. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've got things to do, you know. I got a kid to look after. I've got to move house and everything, so
Oh,
I'm
damn.
happy to do it, but it's gonna be a scam. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
when did it raise to double price? Is that like after?
21 days.
Okay, so three total weeks is like the soft cap. Now, is your audience butthurt about you like raising the cap? Because I've never done a subathon. I'm a little bit intrigued by them just because I've seen a bunch of people do these like uncapped things. I
Yeah.
mean, at that point it doubles. Does it triple at some point or quadruple if you get past that, or is it just stayed at double after 3 weeks?
Well, I never really planned to go triple or quadruple, although like the discussion comes up during the subathon, but I'm confident that my chat are too big of cowards to like push me that far with the double time. So
Yeah.
I don't plan for it. But like if it was going on for like another month, then yeah, I would probably consider it. But in all honesty, subathons are hype as fuck. Like people love them. People just come by and they pay to make you suffer. It's fun, but shit, like it's good to be sleeping in a bed that isn't like half my size for once. It's
Oh,
fucking
damn.
great.
Was that one of the
Yeah.
forfeits?
No, it was just easier for me to have the whole setup if I had the bed in the same room as the computer. The
Oh,
room
yeah.
is pretty small. It's not my house, right? So
Yeah.
I'm house sitting for my brother. So I've got
Okay.
like these two dog shit mattresses that
So bad.
yeah, they're not very good.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know. Because you were having your camera on you while you slept, right? Or at least,
Yeah.
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 No, no, thanks. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going that hardcore.
You get used to it.
So I don't know if you knew Q Neeks when he used to stream. He streamed on,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. He was doing an uncapped subathon, but I think he stopped it. I think he did. I don't think it ran out of time. I think he stopped it at like 14 days or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, he was recording himself sleeping like live,
Hmm.
and he was like fighting some demons at
God
night.
damn.
Like, he
Yeah,
was.
thankfully I'm not an act like I'm not the sort of guy to get up and walk around when sleeping, I think. So because that would be a bit worrisome, but shit, that'd be funny as hell to watch.
No, it was really funny. It was kind of scary. I'm just like, dude, he's like actually kind of yelling a little bit in his sleep. It's kind of, I mean, he was suffering though. He told us in the aftermath he was suffering during that subathon. So
Yeah, it definitely like wears on you
yeah,
a fair bit. But at the same time it's like yeah I made the bed so I lay in it, you know?
yeah,
You
yeah,
you complain and you suffer through it, but shit,
exactly.
it's
You've
you do it for the people, so
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, it's a as a streamer. I mean, the thing is, you just have unlimited freedom to just do these hype events and stuff, and subathons and all these other random things. Just to, as a streamer, we don't have like a comfort. I mean,
boss.
we don't have a boss, but we also don't have a steady income. So it's like you could just do these hype things and get a little bit of extra revenue for that month and just
Yeah,
ball
absolutely.
out.
If I try to do once a year to like help set myself up for anything I want to do for the channel.
Hmm.
And it's I mean, people ask for it as well. And yeah, it's a great way to make money for sure. So it's just like it's a win-win-win for me personally.
And now it's over, and you can just like relax. I'm imagining,
Yeah,
right? And you're just
that's it.
that's
It's
nice.
actually really good to be over. And I'm keen for the next one. But obviously I'm not going to do it for like a good year at least. Like one a year I think is anything more than one a year, I think it's like taking the piss.
Hmm.
But it's like I'm keen for it. Then like the day before it, I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. And then throughout most of it, you're dreading it, like you're hating it but enjoying it, and then when it's over, you're ready for the next one. It sucks too because I'm pretty sure I got COVID during this one too.
Oh
Because I
God.
like day 3 or 4, I did like I don't know, nine shoeies or some shit. Like I was just sinking back alcohol, and then the next day I was hungover and I just got fucking hit with something, and I was sick for like 6 days straight. I wasn't gonna cancel the subathon. Fuck, I just powered through
Oh
it, but fuck, it
God.
was not good. I just like it was rough, man.
Yeah, that would be something where I would stop entirely if I was sick. I mean, I had COVID last year right after TwitchCon, and yeah, oh
Yep.
my God, like I could not even function. Like I couldn't get out of bed without just uncontrollably shivering. It was bad.
Yeah, it's rough. It's like the fourth time I've had it or something, and it's just like I didn't click
Jesus.
that it was that at first until I realized I can't actually taste anything, and it's still with me now a little bit. Like I've still got a bit of a cough from it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
it wasn't pleasant.
so there was quite a bit of drama that happened over your subathon, and to be
Yep.
fair, I mean you've been doing your subathon, and I've been gaming on my new hardcore group, and I've been
Mm.
just streaming out of control. I mean, I was very part-time streamy, kind of guy for like the past year or so, and this group hardcore has just got me fully hooked. So I've been streaming like 12-hour
That's
days
really good. I've been
most days.
keeping a loose eye on it. Just what
Yeah.
I can see from everyone and people telling me when I'm live, but looks like you guys are having some good fun, some good progress with it. A couple of deaths I hear.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yep. Yep.
But that's the way she goes, to be fair.
Yeah.
But no, it's been good, but I haven't really kept fully in touch with all the drama.
Mm.
Apparently, just a few days ago, they cleared a bunch of RoT accounts. I don't know if it was all of RoT that kind of got banned or what exactly happened. I've just seen like some Reddit posts on it, and I've obviously the whole community on Reddit's been like, ban these motherfuckers, basically. Like they're toxic and they're horrible and they're, you know, actually committing crimes, it seems like. So can we get rid of them out of the community? And apparently Jagex finally just did something about it, but I don't know to what extent. Do you know any info on all that?
Um, I don't have any numbers. I've had a few people message me asking if I want the list or any inside info on it of all the unbanned accounts that are still that made it under the radar. I could like someone's literally messaged me that yesterday um, that I could probably grab. Um, from what I know, it's that pretty much any publicly known RoT account has been banned. It's been a long time coming. There's a few accounts that I think should still be banned along with it, but yeah, it looks like they've gone through and pretty much stopped anything that RoT related. Now, RoT could obviously come back and just under a different name or under a different banner or kind of sidestep it, right?
Yeah.
Which is a big that's going to be big because Jagex needs to get on top of that. Otherwise, they literally did this for nothing, right? They have to just keep banning and pushing them down. Anytime there's any RoT affiliation or RoT behavior, doesn't have to be RoT specifically, but any clan behaving the way RoT was, they need to be controlled and banned in that aspect. Otherwise, they did it for nothing, right? Because it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, we did it once, and then the cancer's back, right? So you've got to. It's really regardless of what happened. It's up to Jagex to maintain that standard now, really.
Do you think there's any
Yeah.
validity in the conspiracies behind Jagex being kind of not like necessarily controlled by RoT, but there is fear among the JMods doing anything about RoT? Obviously, they've made a move now. They've banned a bunch of them, but do you think it just took so long because of maybe an element of fear?
Nah, I reckon there's just a serious level of incompetence in the player support and anti-cheat team. I don't know if it's a resource problem. I would say it's a resource problem, but like I feel like whether that's a lack of resource with technology or with the employees or just like common sense, I don't think. Well, there might be some J model too that are friends with people from clans like RoT. I mean, we know this. They're friends with content creators, right? They people know each other. But I don't think Jagex was like, we can't do this because of RoT XYZ. No, like Jagex is $1 billion company. RoT's just a bunch of freaks doing weird shit. Like there's videos of them on YouTube laughing about Like one of them was like saying how they find 12-year-old girls attractive,
Jesus
and they're all
Christ.
laughing at it. Like it's on Odablock's channel. He's like reviewing the footage. They're just sitting there laughing about it, thinking it's like totally okay and just funny to be accepting this. Like they're fucking weirdos, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're just like they're just cyberbullies. That's all it is. No, I don't think Jagex was being controlled or JMods were in fear. I just think that they don't have their priorities straight.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
or at least in the
hopefully,
public's interest. Yeah,
yeah. They're. I mean, because for sure they probably have their private discords and everything else going on. They're probably going to try to make
absolutely.
some sort of comeback. But yeah, like you said, they have to
Hmm.
stay on top of it.
Yes, they
Um,
need to. They
now,
need to. Yeah.
what was most of that kind of because of Dead Man mode that was kind of bringing it back up again? Obviously, RoT had, over the years has just been a complete toxic fucking. I don't even know. Just like you said, a group of freaks. But
Yeah.
was it because of Dead Man mode that kind of reignited the whole like fuss on Reddit? Or I can't really
Honestly,
remember.
I'm giving all I'm gonna give the majority of the credit to Odablock, man. Same thing with the Stellar Trident situation. Like RoT's been fucking deadman mode since day one for years. Mod Jed was in RoT, right? Like we know this is public information. There's
Mhm.
no way JMods don't know of this clan and what they do. There's no way they don't know. But I think Odablock, being the sizable creator he is, and being one of the only creators to just stand his ground and speak the fuck out when something affects him and his community and his business. Like if he never said anything about the Dead Man finale, about the thing that happened with Did a Bitter or anything like that, I don't think that we would have this result with RoT. I don't think that there would have been enough attention for JX to give a shit. I think that it is creator influence through him, and then people like myself and other people that are then reacting to it and talking about it on platforms on Twitter and YouTube have made Jagex go, shit, we got to do something about this, because like people don't know about it unless a content creator talks about it, right?
Hmm.
Otherwise, that like I feel like it's got nothing to do with the Dead Man finale, because they would have done it like they would have done it when the 1v1s were getting DDoSed, but they didn't. They just changed it to multi-finals. So, and now they're going back through the footage of the 1v1 finals. Like, nah, it's purely creator influence. I think that's kind of like caused this pushback and started Jagex to, kind of get their shit together.
So I'm trying to recollect everything because yeah, a big shout out to Odablock because I feel like that
Mm.
is how I saw all the
Yep.
like original stuff, and then of course you were making videos on it and stuff. Um, what was the whole thing with Did or Bitter? Is he like completely canceled? Is I know there was a
Nah, nah.
ton of
Yeah.
backlash by what he did, but I
Yeah.
don't know the full situation. You want to speak on
I
that?
uh I don't think you can be ever completely cancelled unless you're like fucking touching kids or like snatching women's purses and shit. I think other than that, you can always come back and keep making content. We did a bitter. He's just not very bright. I think I don't think he thinks before he like does shit. So what happened was is for what I believe happened was he was live streaming, and he was in a fake Oda clan, and Odablock accused him of creating this clan to try and impersonate Odablock, which turns out didn't actually create the clan. It was a RoT created clan, um, and that clan was basically used in the first bracket to lure people into this clan, and then they would delete the clan halfway through the finale and kill those people, like kind of just backstab them, kind of like I don't know what you'd call it in warfare, but some shit Russia probably did to Germany, right? Just like pretend to be on their side and then they flip, or Germany did to Russia. I can't remember now. It's been fucking 100 years, but that's basically what happened. And Odablock accused Ditter of making the clan, and Ditter came out and said, I spoke to Odablock. I didn't make the clan. I didn't even know the clan was a fake clan. He just joined it because he was told to. Um, and then Ditter said, and then I changed clan when I was told to. So Ditter knew the clan was fake because Ditter has RoT affiliations. He has done since like before he was a content creator. I have a few mates who are in a clan called SV, right? And SV is like a slave clan for RoT for the Oceanic servers. and he was basically just a shit kicker in that clan. One of my mates used to be one of the big dogs in the clan, and when they merged to RoT did a move and had RoT affiliations with that. So he was just trying to kind of save face and say he had no clue the clan was a fake clan, but happened to have the new clan ready to go. And you can hear in the audio that he was told to switch clans. So while he wasn't the one that made the clan, he knew the clan was fake, and he was promoting it through his stream to join the Odablock clan to get people to get them killed. So he was rallying for RoT, and he was on their side. I just don't. I mean, I see bullshit. I call it out, right? Like I think. I like we're like at the end of the day, I just think he's just lying. That's all it is. So that was like a bit of a shitstorm for him, and a lot of people didn't like the fact that he was even part of the clan or affiliated with them. But he's been affiliated with them for years, so he's just gone radio silent, from what I understand. Since then, he's probably uploaded a couple of videos or whatever, but it's just more like evidence of his incompetence, really, just as a person failing to communicate shit properly. I don't know. That's really the main story.
Okay, well, this is, I guess, branching off. What do you think? I mean, how much damage does it do? I mean, even if it was, I mean, because there was a lot of videos on Ditterbitter specifically. I mean, it's literally Odablock just flaming Ditterbitter, and Odablock has probably the biggest amount of influence in the entire community. So when Odablock hates somebody and he's calling out bullshit, you know, that. Even if nothing else, even if it was false, I mean, just that first bit of info, when you're like, you know, sucking it in as a consumer, you all of a sudden have this negative portrayal of this guy. And so how much like does that negatively affect a creator long term? I mean, I mean, obviously creators can bounce back. It's nothing super serious, as you said, but like, I don't know. It just seems like the public. It's sort of like the Theoatrix situation that happened years back. He had like a mental breakdown on Twitter, and you know, people just meme about Theoatrix now until the end of time. He was already memed, but now it's just like out of control. Yeah,
now it's like
So I just wonder. Yeah, like you can recover, but how much of a detriment is that really for a creator?
It varies, because it happened to me once. Ironically, because of Ditterbitter, he put a video out on me about a year and a half ago, and the problem with that video was that it was just like he just made shit up, which I think we spoke about in the last podcast. A lot of it was just like him just projecting random shit that didn't make any sense. And I debunked 99% of what he said, right? And went through and made a video and proved that he was just talking out his ass. And ever since then, I've continued to prove my point about him and about that video. But the damage is done the second the video is up, right? Because there are content creators specifically, and people, mostly on like Twitter and the Twitch scene, that either never saw my video, don't care to see my video, or just take what he said and will just run it because, like, what the fuck am I going to do, right? Yep. So I think it varies on the incident itself. It didn't really damage me too much because at the end of the day, I think I handled it immediately and I handled it right. I don't know how much it damaged Ditterbitter. I think lying about it and trying to bullshit your way out of it and post some bullshit-ass apology doesn't help. I think it's better to just kind of own what you have to own and, you know, brush off or at least stand on the rest of it. It really varies on what you're being accused of. It seems like, I mean, he lost more subscribers in fucking 3 days than he gained in 2 years. So it like I don't know how much that damages him though, because his channel's not fucking doing anything anyway half the time. So
what do you think the YouTube algorithm does when they see something like that? I mean, because all it's seeing is just a huge plummet. Does it do anything?
Nah, I don't fucking think so. Like, your name's been thrown around, dude. You just keep doing shit, just keep uploading. You'll get in people's faces. People are going to watch if they want to watch, you know? I think at the point, when you're at the point that, like, once you hit the, like, 10K subscriber mark or, like, the consistent, like, 250K views a month mark, I don't think it matters at that point. I think you just keep pushing yourself in the algorithm and you'll show up. You just have to stay relevant. I don't think it matters a whole lot.
What do you think about the just the whole concept of an apology. I mean, is it better as a content creator to just move on, stay silent, and people will just move on to the next bit of drama next week? Or do you think an apology video is ever worth it?
Nah, I don't think you should be apologizing for shit. I think there's some instances where you should, where, for example, if you are, pulling a rug pull on your audience, or you're scamming people and you've been lying for many years, or like you've been pretending to have fucking cancer or some sort of chronic illness, you could maybe, be like, yeah, look, even then it's just like, yeah, I did that shit. What's apologizing going to do? I don't know. I feel like I find a lot of the time apologizing is a bit of an L move. You're an asshole, so just fucking own it, right? People aren't gonna watch you because you did that. Some people are still gonna watch you. It just varies. I just think as long as you don't do dumb shit shouldn't happen to you.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got nothing to apologize for myself personally. I don't see myself having this sort of problem. So, because I'm kind of just I stand by pretty much anything and everything I do. So, I don't know. I don't see myself apologizing or being in an apologetic situation.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say, but I just find every time someone apologizes, it just kind of, they turn into a meme.
It like brings up more attention to it. So yeah, it
does. It's like, yeah. And a lot of time people just, instead of apologizing, they're just making excuses. They're just like, yeah, well, X, Y, Z. It's just like, well, just go make more content. Just like, yeah. Like if Diddy was just like, yeah, look, I was in the fake Oda clan. I knew it was a fake Oda clan. I didn't make it. I was aware of it. Sit the fuck down. Like, that would have been a way better video. That would have been funny as fuck. And then it's just like, fair enough, dude. Sit down. Like, Odablock's clan got fucked. Move on. Like, why not say that rather than be like, yeah, it's got nothing to do with me. I didn't even know. Like, I spoke to Odablock and I'm getting harassed now. I don't give a fuck. Shut up. Just, you knew the clan was fake. You just admitted it. You knew about the switch. It was on your stream. I pulled the video because he deleted the stream. But someone in my community was able to pull it, so he pulled it for me. So he put the stream back up on his kick. So it's like you can clearly see him switch clans. So it's just like, just fucking say you did that shit. You didn't make it, but you knew it. Fucking tell people to sit down. That's the point. It's dead man mode.
Yeah. Did you see that meme of what was this, like the Homelander meme from The Boys, where it's like Homelander looking like all surprised, where that rank 26, whoever that guy is, became rank 25 because Tom DeBomb got permabanned because he was in RoT. It was just really fucking funny. Just the whole, like, nobody really cares that much, but
yeah, that's it.
It's just funny as fuck watching. But yeah, that's gotta hurt, being a rank 5 and all of a sudden you're off for good. So yeah.
Yeah. Whether you did something right or wrong, being banned for being affiliated with RoT, I mean, they found proof of Tom doing DDoS shit though, right? I think people were posting evidence.
There was some videos on it.
Yeah, he was claiming that he never did anything and was just getting fucking roasted. So,
just like putting, I don't know, if you're affiliated with RoT, Jesus Christ, dude, and like you're proud of it, and you're putting it and you're putting it in your bio and everything, like, Jesus, dude,
that's what RoT is, isn't it? It's those sort of people.
Yeah. Damn.
They think you give a shit.
Yeah. So this just happened a couple days ago, I guess, the price increase.
Yeah. Well, we better get some fucking customer support. Holy shit.
Like, damn. Like, seriously, if they could honestly make this game cost a lot if they actually gave us like a fucking real support center with like a call center, like you're actually talking to a human being for once.
It's just live chat, man, on the website.
Yeah, anything.
It's just an AI live chat. Like just have an AI help point us in the right direction, or give us a ticket to talk to an employee when office hours are open through email.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least, like, I get the whole, well, people could just be lying to get their account unbanned. You should have a fucking system to be able to tell that. So,
yep.
Like, yeah.
No, it's a mess. I feel so bad for those people that I'm always hesitant. This is just kind of the problem is I'm always hesitant when I see somebody get perm banned for something, but there's been so many false bans recently. It's really hard to ever know. I think my like intuition on a lot of things, especially when they're like super sweaty players is, okay, maybe you crossed the line, maybe you cheated a little bit here and there, but honestly, there's been a lot of just actual false bans, and it's like, if you don't have customer support, that is the worst fucking position to be in, to have your account banned.
Yeah, the worst part is I've seen. I think I put a video up on it a while ago. I've had people send me proof that they bot and that they get banned and that they cheat the system to get unbanned, and they have appealed 7, 8 times successfully for botting. And then after the ninth time, they get manually banned just by switching their IP. It's just an IP spoof.
Whoa.
And then they appeal, and the appeal gets approved. And in the notes, they're like, "Mod Ash, I'm trying to bot, I'm trying to make money, dude. Let me go." And then like, they unban him. Like I put a video up on it. If anyone does want to check it out, it was like a couple months ago now, and we're just scrolling through it, reading it, and it's just like, I mean, botters are proud of botting, right? They're not going to fucking hide it, and they're just sitting there. Apparently, that's what people do. They change their IP, and that's all it takes. I can't remember how long ago it was now. It was like shit. Oh man, I couldn't tell you. It can't be back as far back as April. It was somewhere, but man, it was just like, if that's legitimate, which there's so many screenshots, there's no way it's fake, because it's so many different accounts, screenshots, so many different sources. It has to be legit, and it's not the first time I've heard of it. I've had people tell me that you can do that for like the past few months. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Turns out it's true. Like if you get banned, get a fucking VPN. Switch your IP and appeal. I don't know. I think you might have to be banned on the off IP. I don't know, but don't appeal without being on a different IP, just in case, because that might work. That's what seems to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know, like ModMac K said, the appeal system is just simply, they don't care what's in the comments. They just do a check, and if the check says yes, then they change it. So it's like they just assume you were hacked for botting, and then they just unban you, I guess.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, there really would be no, I don't know. It's hard to know how much is being detected with their systems. I remember Matt K kind of telling me, you know, who knows how much of it's like fully accurate now, but basically, if you were to buy an Infernal Cape, if you were to have somebody else, even if it was on your own computer and it was being like, you know, remotely controlled, and like the mouse movements apparently are being recorded and stuff. Like it's very easy to tell if it's you playing the game or some other person that just hopped on, and the mouse movements are different, the clicks are different, and everything. So at least in regards to Infernal Capes, they have more detection. But
I have a mate who was a JMod, and he was actually talking. We were talking about this like 2 or 3 days ago. I can't remember exactly what the system's called, but he's basically just telling us that it's all machine learning. Like, yeah, they can see your mouse movements, but they're not going to see it unless they go manually check your account. They just use a lot of machine learning. There is no manual inspection on your account unless it is specified as a manual ban. Otherwise, it's just straight up AI or their system saying yes or no, you cheated. And I don't think it works, because they, like RoT and a bunch of other accounts, were cheating in deadman mode, got to the finale, were cheating while the finale was being streamed on the RuneScape Twitch fucking channel, and it took them 3 weeks until after that to ban them. Shouldn't your system be able to fucking detect that immediately if you're so confident in it? If you're confident you're not false banning, if you're confident that it's working, how the fuck do they get through the finale and keep playing for 3 weeks, and it takes fucking Odablock to say something for you to start banning them? Like, this increase in membership, man, it's got to give us some fucking better fucking support, dude. Like,
we also got to get some like package deals. There's a lot of people that play on multiple accounts. When are we gonna get like one, you know,
they ain't gonna do that shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to. So why would they?
Because they'll lose money.
I know, they're making absolute bank right now.
Yeah, unless they do like a maybe a 2-for-1 deal. Like you buy 2 lots of membership, you get 3 accounts or some shit.
Yeah. That would be like the premium. It would be like some. I mean, people were even suggesting make it like fucking $30 or $40 a month and give us unlimited accounts if we're one of those kinds of players. I'm like, I mean, that sounds kind of absurd. It would almost. Yeah, who knows? But you're right. I mean, like they don't need to do anything right now because they're already balling out.
I was checking last night. I'm paying for two different accounts 6 months at a time at the moment, so I get to keep that grandfather shit that they're doing. My main account is grandfathered in from like two price changes ago. It's still like 66 Australian dollars for 6 months, and my current Ironman is like $80 a month, and they're going up to 104 dollars now or something. For sorry, not $80 a month every 6 months,
Yeah.
but like 100 something dollars every 6 months now. It's fucking $200 a year to play RuneScape. At the end of the day, like they'll change the price. We're still gonna fucking play the game. So like,
I know.
complain all we want.
They,
but
they have
it is
research. Like
insane.
they do research before they do this kind of shit. It's not like
yeah.
they're just blind and they're like, hey, let's just fucking jack up the price. They're very
Well,
confident that this is all
tell
gonna
you
work
what.
out. Yeah.
Last time Group Ironman came out, they upped the prices just before Group Ironman. Do you remember that?
I don't know.
2022, I think.
Yeah,
Or
whenever that
20,
was.
whenever Group Ironman came out, the prices got jacked up about a month or two before. Group Ironman comes out in RS3 in October. It's convenient that they're upping the price again in September. That's all I'm saying, dude. They know people making accounts, we better jack that shit up.
Yeah, it's
Twice now.
yeah. I mean, I've always been a one account kind of person, and you know, blessed to be in the OSRS Discord. So I get one account that gets free membership as long as I keep creating
Yeah.
content. But
That's lucky for you. I have the main, which I never touch, but I write it off as a fucking business expense or this membership. So
that is nice.
that's the play. Yeah, and I think I've got the GIM. I don't think that's membered at the moment. A hardcore, which isn't membered because I haven't played it much. And then this Iron Man that I'm playing now, I'm just keeping that going.
Wait. So you're playing a normal Iron Man or a group?
Yes,
Right now.
a normal iron. So I this Iron Man was a hardcore up until Halloween last year. I made a joke, streamed on Halloween. It was like dying on my hardcore Iron Man for Halloween, and then what do? I fucking die.
Wait, did you actually like accidentally?
Accident. Like I was, it was in Tob. I was doing Zarpus, and I just
Oh,
wasn't
no.
paying attention. And I was, you know how you skip the corner on the final phase.
Yeah.
You skip a corner to like move around him. I walked to the corner, then skipped. So when I went to skip, I was standing in the middle of the
Yep.
side, and I hit him. And like the second I clicked, I wasn't even dead yet. I stood up and just walked off. You can see the clip. I'm off the
Oh.
screen before Zarpus has hit me. And the worst part about dying on a hardcore, man, it's not the death. It's every single dipshit that hasn't even stepped into theater of blood. You know, if you had True Tile Indicator, you wouldn't have done. Shut the fuck. You don't know what you're doing, right? You know
Yep.
what you're talking about.
Yep.
Fucking anyone who hasn't done the content trying to tell me how to play the game, like, bitch, it was a mistake. I got comfortable. I made the hardcore mistake where you just don't. You forget you're a hardcore. You know, you just get lazy and then.
Bro, you're totally right
Yep.
about like the worst part being the chat. They're just the
Oh,
fucking people
yeah.
that flood in and they're like they just know like they're a perfect player. They never make mistakes. They tell you every
That's it.
single thing you could have done to prevent it. Like, yeah, no shit. Like I know what could have happened to make me not die.
That's it. I got a new rule now. It's basically, if you want to tell me to sit, you have to be able to beat me in a 1v1. PvP arena is always open. You can beat in 1v1, you can tell me to sit. Otherwise, you get timed out for a minute. Tell me to sit, sitters get sat. Fucking put them in the naughty corner. That's it. Some people don't mind it. They'll just tell me to sit to get timed out. Some people get real fucking salty. You're timing people out, you're going to lose viewers. Give a fuck, dude. Come 1v1 me. Find out.
Yeah, I died to a mushroom last month, so that was
Heard
bad.
about that? Getting some exercise in, eh? On your mobile.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first. I mean, I swear to God, it was the first time I left my house playing RuneScape Mobile, like the actual mobile app. And I was like, okay, like I'm biking over to my parents' house. I mean, it's a beautiful day. I'll head over. It's my dad's birthday, so we're gonna have some dinner. I'll just load up sand crabs on my fucking phone. Like that's not, or ammonite crabs, you know, like that's not gonna be a big deal. And I, put my phone in my pocket with the screen on so that it doesn't shut off after a minute.
Yep.
Literally 4 minutes into my bike ride, I just check my phone just to make sure I'm still attacking the crabs. I'm walking into Death's office. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's always just as you die, hey.
Yeah, it is. Like that's when you see it, and it's just I'm walking in, or I'm running in. My guy's running into Death's office, and I like instantly my heart rate just fucking skyrockets. I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It just happened. I was so confused. I was like, was I on a PvP world? Like, am I still on a PvP world? Like, what's happening? Like, how could this have possibly happened? And then I check the world map, and it shows me dying way up in the north of Fossil Island to a fucking Zygamite. And they're immortal. I mean, if you pick that mushroom, which there is no option to clear the pick option. There's no way to like deprioritize it. Well, the only way to deprioritize it entirely is to have all attack options hidden. So you can't even right-click the sand crabs to attack them. You'd have to like manually switch between hidden and attack, which is I'm not willing to do that. Fuck that. So like there is a way to prevent it, but somehow my fucking leg tapped all the way over to the north of the island and clicked that one tiny little click box of that mushroom.
Every time you're fucking pedaling, just move, dude,
it's
mushroom.
It's like a one. I mean, and then the thing is the Zygamite is immortal. I couldn't even do any damage to it because I didn't have a Slayer level, and those things do pesticide, and they're just gonna fuck you up till you die.
Yep, you're just sitting there getting fisted.
Yeah, and it was just fucking dreadful, and I was replaying it in my mind. I'm like, seriously, if I had pedaled like slightly slower or slightly faster, none of that would have happened. I mean,
if you had your phone facing the other way in your pocket, it wouldn't have happened.
Bro, the odds of it's just like fucking crazy. And then, of course, I have a bunch of people coming into my chat saying, oh, you should get a bike mount, or, oh, you should have, done this, or you should have. I'm like, dude, I don't even,
shut up.
Like, I don't even play this game outside. Like, this is the first time I ever tried it, and I insta die. Like, I'm not trying to fucking play on my bike. I'm just trying to help out the team.
That's it, dude. Yeah,
it was bad.
Dude, ammonite crabs are scary, man. I do them. You go into the Fossil Island Wyvern Cave in the top left of the corner near the herbivore start.
Yeah.
You go in there. You go downstairs. There's 2 of them right there. Multi-combat. The amount of times I've accidentally or nearly accidentally clicked, like because I'll be moving my mouse across monitors, and I won't be paying attention because I'll be playing like Dota 2, and then I just click over quickly, and I nearly walk into the Wyverns.
Oh god!
At like level 40, it's like fuck. But it's such a good spot because it's always quiet. But I died once in a hardcore group iron that I had with a couple mates. I ended up leaving the team just because I wasn't active because I was way too focused on my own hardcore. But I was doing a tier list, and on stream, and I was like running to Drainer or something, and I made the classic. The classic just stop behind Lumbridge Castle, dude. And I'm doing the tier list. I look over, and the second I look over is the second my guy is hitting the deck. Like, 0 health, Mugger killed me. I'm like, there's no way I just fucking died to a Mugger on a hardcore. Just gone. That's it. Life out the window. It's always as soon as the death happens.
I know.
You see it. It's like,
to be fair, not every time, because I actually was killing cave horrors, and they have this weird ass mechanic. Their little screech they do is AoE. So
is it?
It's AoE. So if because I had completely lost aggro, I'd been in that little my little de-aggroed range, just chilling for 30 minutes, and I go to cook some food. I'm just sitting in the cave. I'm like, I know for a fact there's no way I could possibly die right now. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, there's none of them are going to attack me. All of a sudden, some guy runs in from my stream, stands under me, and starts like locator orbing down to like pretend I'm getting hit. And a cave horror comes over, and it starts fucking both of us up. I'm getting hit 9s repeatedly, and
that's dirty.
I go over, and I have like 80 HP, but all of a sudden I'm down to 30. I'm like, what the fuck? So luckily I caught that one, but
shit, I didn't know you could hit multiple people at a time. That's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, so you gotta be careful killing those.
Yeah. That's a good way to troll someone. I like that.
What do you like? What are your thoughts on just hardcore versus normal iron? I mean, as a content creator, you want to kind of have that hype of having one life, or a group having just a few lives between you guys. But I don't know. At least in my head, because I'm playing the hardcore group, one of the things that's really depressing already knowing is that this account's just gonna be thrown away after we lose our lives, because I'm certain our team won't want to continue. And
yeah,
I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts? Because you just play normal iron now. Do you see like anybody butthurt or trying to get you to restart or what?
Nah. So again, it's kind of situational, because my first Iron Man was Group Iron Man when Group Iron came out. We planned for it for like a good year. Because I had a JMod that was telling us, what was coming, when it was coming. So we like planned this whole Group Iron experience. Took the hardcore route, but we weren't like serious for hardcore. We just went until we lost our lives and kept going. And that was my first Iron Man experience. and I fell in love with it, man. I can't go back to a main account after playing Iron Man and getting so far. Like we're like one of the top prestige 5-man group Iron teams in the game. We got so fucking far. And then it just died off as the wilderness got updated. One of the guys started PKing a lot more again on his main. Another guy went on his iron because we stayed prestige, so we couldn't raid with other friends and stuff. One guy got a job, another guy got a promotion, so I kind of made my own hardcore. And I think the best part about that hardcore I made is that it's my first independent Iron Man. So I don't feel like once it's dead, I've got to give the account up. I just keep playing. But now I've got a second hardcore, which I was playing for a bit, mostly just AFKing. Like I did a bunch of Winter, a bunch of Temporos. Like I got like I think 80 fire making, 80 fishing, and got absolutely fuck all from the rewards. So, but I know for a fact when that hardcore dies, I'm just going to liquidate the account. So it doesn't motivate me to play it right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people do want to see the hardcore content, but I'm at the end game with this Iron Man. You know, I just got my Venator bow last night. Thank fucking God.
Fuck yeah.
Araxel just came out. I got the Muffin Pet as well, thankfully. So that's green logged.
Damn.
I'm trying to push for my Dragon Hunter Lance because I'm sick of using the scythe in Ulm.
But you got when did you get a scythe?
Oh, you didn't hear about the scythe, dude?
No. What KC?
99 KC, first purple.
Fuck.
Took me
First
ages,
purple.
dude. First
oh my
purple.
God.
99 KC, got the scythe. I was like, all right, that's pretty good. And then I got a Sang
dream.
Staff like 50 KC later.
Wow.
And that's it. So high mode Tobs now, fuck it. So that was handy.
Yeah.
2 Elder Malls, so one went into Death's Coffer when the prices spiked. So
Nice.
that's been nice having a 200 mil Death's Coffer storage. But
Getting a scythe that early is so, especially now that Araxor's out, because scythe's hella good there.
yeah, like I had a Blade of Saldor. I got an enhanced weapon seed really early. Made the Blade of Saldor because I didn't have any crystal armor seeds, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna skip the bow. I'll just like crossbow to T-bow because I had a Dragon Hunter crossbow. And I went to TOA like as soon as I got the Blade of Saldor. Went to TOA with my mate, instantly got a Fang. I was like, all right, well I don't have crystal armor, so I'm gonna keep the Saldor anyway. Then started doing some Tobs for a bit. Got a scythe. I'm like, well shit, now I may as well make it a Bofar because it's just like the Saldor's completely useless now for me. So made a Bofar. Went and got crystal armor, so I've got that sorted now. But yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster because I just go dry fucking everywhere, man. The worst fucking luck on this account, and people complain, well, you've got the scythe. It's like, yeah, but it's one purple and fucking 100 KC, dude. Like,
Yeah, it's
and
nice though
nice or
when
something.
it's nice when that kind of luck turns around a little bit though when it's needed. Like a scythe and a sang is fucking goated.
That's it. Like they're the 2 drops you want from Tob. So we can start doing hard modes. I can start doing pretty much unlocked all melee content for me. Araxor perfect. It just fucks there. So and the Nightmare, it's been really good there. So it's been good on the account having that, but it just makes me it confirms to me that the hardcore I have, unless that shit gets spooned ridiculously and it goes for a long time, the second that dies, I'm going to be just liquidating it back to my main and continuing on because this account has just progressed and is in a point where I want to play this more than a hardcore at the moment. So it's there when I want to do the content, but
it's nice too. Like playing a normal Iron Man, you just don't have any more stress dreams about dying.
Oh man, yes,
it's just
dude,
like
the
you're
dreams.
Chilling. Like you're just chilling now, and there's no.
The amount of times I woke up, jump on mobile, fuck. Okay, thank fucking God. And then you realize, wait, Bandos isn't in TOA. Why would I like? You don't click that dream doesn't even make fucking sense. Like, what am I doing? And Bandos, the room is the wrong way, and there's too many people in the room. Why would I stress? But you just think, fuck, I just died, and then no, the dreams were the worst, man.
Yeah, it's so much. I don't know. I remember playing a hardcore when hardcore first came out, and I made one hardcore that got banned. It's actually unbanned now, and I still have it. It's technically still a hardcore, and there actually is a part of me that if this group, loses their lives, I may actually try out that account because now I've finally come to see how addicting these early accounts can be. I think I was always a little bit suspect about if I would even enjoy a brand new thing. I think part of it was like questing. Quest Helper has made that just completely a mute point. It's just amazing. Like questing is fucking simple.
It's so good with Quest Helper.
It's like clue
I think
scrolls
the
basically.
early game, yeah, it is. The early game is just so good now too. Like they keep improving the early game. A lot of people say it's dead content. They're just bringing dumb shit to the game. Man, starting a new account
Hmm.
is just like you have so many different avenues to go now with what you want to do. Rune crafting with Guardians of the Rift has made your rune supply now just so much better.
Yep.
Right? You've got the hunter rumors now. Excuse me. You've just got so many
And
like different bits of content that you can tackle.
And that's only Varlamore Part 1 we've seen. We're going to get
That's it.
2 with
Yeah.
the Herblore minigame. We're going to get 3 with whatever. And there's also that mid-game boss that's coming out. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm with you where I totally understand now the value of bringing out these mid-game and early game updates. I mean,
Yeah.
I was so jaded for so long. I
Yeah.
understood, that I'm a different breed of player where, okay, I've been max for 5 years. I understand people are not at this level, so I could totally understand why these updates are coming out. I wasn't like butthurt about it, but now that I'm actually playing through it, I'm like, dude, these are incredible updates.
Yeah.
And
Like Fossil Island is massive, man.
oh yeah,
Just front Iron Man.
and the thing is, they haven't completely butchered the game. Like I think part of the fear is that you're introducing all these things, and the game's going to be completely foreign. Like we're gonna have like another playthrough and be like, what the hell is even happening? This game's turned into RS3, but no, like they've somehow managed to balance the nostalgia that we all know and love with the early game, but
Yeah.
also have so many different routes to go down.
Yeah. They just keep the mechanics the same and just reskin it with something new.
Yeah,
And
it's
it works really well.
it's cool. I was a little worried about like the Moons of Peril stuff. I think some of the time when things come out that are very weird and new and just different, I think my boomer brain is just like, whoa, like what is this? But dude, the Moons stuff is fucking awesome too. Now that I've like got to do it, I'm like, this this content's great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so helpful for early game too.
Yeah. It's a nice alternative to just spamming barrows for fucking 6 months
Yeah.
to not get
Yeah.
an Aaron space, you know?
Bro, did you see my Barrows luck?
No, I did not.
Bro, okay, so it was my first day going to Barrows. I was 0
Yep.
KC, and there's a clip of me saying, you know what I really want? I want a Verax skirt and a Carol's top. That would be fucking dope. I
Yeah.
go there, 14 KC, Verax skirt, 16 KC, Carol's top, and I just fucking peace.
Oh yeah, dude. Get out of there.
Couldn't fucking
That's
believe it.
it.
Like literally the two goated items that you want. So
Yep.
that was amazing.
Now what you do is you tell the team that your barrows like sucks, you can't get anything, but don't actually go back and just get them to do the rest. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, I can't get anything, guys. I don't know.
I did
It's
my
not
fucking
working.
part. Oh, and
it.
my moon's luck was crazy. I got 5 items within 13 chests.
That's insane. I didn't get an item till like 50 KC, dude.
Yeah.
I got the dual Mac Daddies, and then I got the helmet, that fucking cat helmet. Looks weird as shit.
Yeah, yeah. The
It's
Eclipse
like, what
helm
the
or
fuck is
whatever.
this? Yeah, no,
Fucking-
no, the
oh.
the Blood Moon one.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking
It's
about
just
like
like
little
a,
beak.
half a tiger's head on your head.
Yeah, those dual Makas apparently are really good. We don't have them yet on the team, but I want them.
They're nice. They're good for like mid level shit. I mean, at Araxor, I mean, I can't really speak on it at Araxor because the Scythe is just like they're a fucking disappointment in comparison, you know.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
but I can see them being good there. They've I got a mate who runs them with the kit inside TOA and stuff at the moment. Put them on stab like they're good, man. They perform really well.
Jagex revealed their update on sailing, and it's just a couple videos of them going through this little fucking obstacle course with the boat.
Is that in like their recent blog post from like 12
Yeah.
hours ago?
Oh
Yeah, I
no!
don't
Wait,
look at
12
that
hours.
shit, no.
12 hours ago. No. I'm talking like a week ago.
Oh, right, yeah, the behind the scenes volume one.
Yeah.
Right,
Is there
right,
another
yeah.
one?
There was something in like their Discord, in the RuneScape Discord
Oh,
under
oh,
server
yeah.
news, I
No,
think.
no.
Oh, right, yeah, they had like some fucking Discord catch. I don't give a shit about that. Yeah, you're talking about this blog post, the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah. Let's hear it.
if sailing comes to the game, that little wooden raft that's 4 logs, dude, that shit's awesome. I'm repping that boat all day, every day. That shit's dope. It's so pathetic. I love it. I think it's so hard to make a call, man, because it's so big, it's so different. It is legitimately the biggest update, potentially the biggest update for old school RuneScape.
Oh yeah, by far. It's
And
probably the biggest
we,
across games too. I mean, this is foreign as
yeah, like
hell.
this is probably bigger than EOC. Well, maybe not bigger than EOC, but
It's on
as
that level
big.
though. Yeah.
Absolutely, because it is changing. It's you're over doubling the game, right? Because the ocean's bigger than the land, or could even be bigger than the land.
Hmm.
You've got to add content to that, right? It can't just be sailing, fishing, and finger banging, right? It's got to be something.
Yeah.
So, which is what they said they want to do. I think there's a few mistakes that Jagex is making with its announcements. Um, I don't think they should be trying to preemptively promise raids and PvP potential and we could be doing this and this. Like we kind of get that, but they're trying to sell us on making sure the movement fucking works, and that's what the alpha coming up is about.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trying to like dangle the carrot in front of people to make them feel good about the skill when what if you can't even deliver on that promise? Because that's going to piss people off. Um, I think it's like the community's made their mind up, right? From what I can see, a lot of the community does not like sailing,
Yeah.
but that's potentially the loud minority. I think we just need to wait for the beta to come or the alpha or whatever, because it's all about movement, right? People are probably going to go into it and be like, I can't fish, I can't do anything with this boat, this is boring. Like it's purely just to see if you're okay with how the movement works, if you're happy with the way that this is how you're going to move your boat. Because that's the biggest challenge they've got. Once they've done that and they're happy with how the boat works and they can like navigation sorted, they can throw content into it and have it done in months, right? They
Yeah.
can start plastering shit. Um,
One
but
of
shit, I don't know, man.
one of my worries is, I mean, it's all about movement, and
Yeah.
multiple people have come to me on my live streams and just asking me about it, and I've just been fully blunt with them. I mean, I've been very optimistic about sailing for the last year and a
Mm.
half, just mainly because I want it to be good, and I don't want to be like a little fucking doomer that's
Yep.
just pissed off about it. But there's something that deeply worries me about sailing in its current state. It's not the fact that it's taking so long. It's not the fact that we're not seeing, how cool the water's going to look and how our boats are actually going to look when it finally lands. Like, I understand there's so much more that needs to come into it, but
Yeah.
I'm truly worried about the movement, and I don't think. First off, I think in theory, in my mind, I always see sailing as fucking awesome because it's just in my mind. And then when you start seeing it in play, it's like, dude, the navigation right now, this looks pathetic. Like, this actually looks unfun. This looks unmanageable. It looks tedious. It looks slow as fuck. And in my mind, when I think sailing, I'm just thinking of like fucking coasting. Just like click here and your boat just fucking zooms over there, Like, I want
Yeah.
something to feel really good, like you're traveling at a really fast pace. There's no annoyances of your boat awkwardly turning and looking fucking janky and
Yes.
awkward. And
Yes.
it's just like, really, in my head, I would almost rather it look quote unquote janky, but very snappy. Like, I want things to be snappy. I want you to like click somewhere, you go there. I don't want this random arrows to turn your sails. As if I understand like what they're trying to get at, where it's like, oh, it's a sailing skill, so there's going to be skill in turning your sails and fixing your fucking boat and making it go. It's like, dude, I'll be honest, in my head when I think of sailing, I just think of like doing fun things on the water, not the
Yeah.
bullshit of trying to trim my sails every like 20 seconds for
That
XP.
is a complaint I've raised numerous times. And I think that is the problem is that there are people that are pushing for sailing, working with sailing, doing sailing content, helping with it, and they're going, it needs to feel old school. We need to keep it old school. No, you fucking don't. You need to make it good. You need to
Yes.
make it content people want to do. And having, in my opinion, I know that they can adjust the turn speeds and they can have different boats turn at different rates and there's different content for it. But having the boat turn like an actual boat in real life, um, that's some bullshit. I don't want to sit
It
there and wait
is.
for my boat to turn. I'm trying to move. Like there's a reason we have quick travel, and the reason that we favor having our player owned house stocked up to get us around the map as quick as possible. I get you want to have sailing interactive, and I get that, and I think that's fine. I think you can make it interactive without making it a chore. Because the skill needs to not be a chore. It needs to not be slow. Otherwise, it's going to fail. It has to be reasonably quick to level, and it has to be reasonably quick to. I don't mean like 400k XP an hour. I mean, once you get to a decent method, you should be able to push 100k XP an hour consistently from like a level 40, 50 region. And I think you should be able to just get straight to the point of what you want to do with sailing, whether it's get to an activity and sail there, or like even if things slow down in the activity, the movement of the boat, if you want people to actually travel, like people don't want to run in this game. People don't want to walk in this game. I don't think people are going to want to sail either. I think if people can take the boats reasonably quick to certain areas of the game, like even if it's just like I think they had a concept like your boat's in a jar and then you get to the dock, right, and you throw the jar in the water or whatever. Boat pops up, you get out, back in the jar, go to a different dock. So you don't have to like sail from Port Sarim to Port Khazad. You can just teleport, throw your boat in the fucking water, let's go, get out, pulls back into the jar. Magic's in the fucking game. Why can't you do that, right? And then that way you can move around, throw your boat down, do what you got to do, get off, get out, pull the boat back. You teleport away from the boat ends up back in the jar in your inventory. You're good to go, right?
Yep.
Like just keep it simple.
That's
keep it
essential.
quick.
Yeah, totally.
It needs to be. Then there needs to be, dare I say it, an efficient meta to getting around and doing your sailing. We do it with farming. I know farming's a slow skill anyway, but teleport, do your farming in your spot, fucking move, next spot. Same with sailing, like teleport, go to do your activity, and then just fuck off to the next spot. While that might not be, that's a very lazy concept, right? That I'm throwing out there. That's not what the skill should all like. It shouldn't all be about that, but there needs to be that sort of attitude, I think, because people already don't want to fucking grind this game. I think adding like it's really a fine line JX needs to find, because they want sailing to not just be another dead in the water like piece of content. But
I just think right now what it looks like with sailing, and we're only seeing the movement, but it's like I know they're really trying to make it feel like I'm gonna bring it up. It's like the trimming the sails and you got to get good at turning and stuff. Like, dude, can you just imagine our characters right now? Like, they couldn't just move back and forth between like two tiles repeatedly. Instead, your dude has to like take three ticks to fucking make a point turn. Home,
but you've got to fucking take a 3-point turn to turn around.
It's just fucking stupid. Like, it's not going to be fun. Like, I can already know that just based on. I mean, seriously, just based on early game walking, I'm glad that they're going to finally address that very soon. They've already addressed it. They're going to make some changes to the walking thing, because that's just unfun across the board, and something needs to be done about it. And the same thing with sailing, moving. I mean, seriously, if they were to just, and again, there has to be more to this than just this, but if it was truly, you chuck your fucking bottled boat at a port, and they can add more ports around the game even, just chuck it in there, and you're instantly just zooming. Like, let's fucking go, and you're gaining sailing XP just by being on the water, going somewhere. Like, if it was just that simple, that would be so much fucking fun. Like, that would be all it is.
Like, dip. Even if it's just across the water to another island, you know? Like, to go from Karamja to... What the hell's next to Karamja? I don't know. I can't... Let me pull up the map real quick. I don't know what this place looks like. To go from, like, Karamja to... Remington or whatever, right?
Yeah.
From the lobster spot. You don't need to do that. Like, that's bullshit. Why don't you just teleport to fucking Remington? But like, to be able to, like, if you could just do that, just throw in the water and sail across, because there's something that you need to do on a new island or whatever that they won't put a teleport on. Keep it simple. You're on the boat for like 6-7 seconds. That's all you need.
Yep. And the thing is like there is so much water. I don't know if I think their plan was to not give any more like additional spacing in between islands. I'd honestly be for it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Or just readjusting the land mass, but I don't think they're going to go down that route. But even if it was like, you sail around and you just try to find a fucking whirlpool and they're just gonna be randomly generated, or you try to find some fucking shipwreck, and again it's randomly generated. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or you find a kraken in the water. So you're sailing around, just zipping around on your boat, chilling out. You can maybe have a bank chest on your boat, so you're fucking blowing glass or whatever the hell you want, or if you want to sweat, and you're just coasting around. And then you find like a random thing, and that would be the extent of it. And then you get sailing XP for the event, rather than, at least it sounds like in my mind, you're going to be getting XP for trimming your sails and doing all this monotonous bullshit that nobody actually is going to want to do for more than 30 seconds before just being like, okay, I want to get off my boat. I'm getting a headache.
Yeah. And they have the argument that like you can have NPCs on your boat to trim your sails later, or boats that don't require it. That's all good, and I get that, but like you're just postponing a meta that like a quality of life change would probably just fix, right? Like an example I like to use is that we're in terms of turning on the boat, like rather than it just turning on the spot or them having the big U-turn turning circle. I think if the U-turn turning circle, the big fucking 3-point turn came to the game, people, there is a good chance people will vote to change that to on the spot instant turning, right?
Yep.
But if sailing came to the game with on the spot instant turning, I'm confident that people won't vote to change that to big U-turn turning. Now you could always offer the option to have both, but I'm willing to bet people won't offer to change that, which tells me which one is better, right? That's just,
you're totally right.
Me spitballing that, but like,
no, that makes perfect sense to me, because people are actually, I mean, again, in theory, in your head, it's like, oh yeah, we want the boats to look like they're smoothly sailing across the water. It takes a little bit of skill to maneuver this turn. Like, dude, nobody wants to do that for more than a couple minutes. I mean, in theory, for a couple minutes, it's fun. Yeah, like you want to just be zipping. Oh, I went the wrong way. Let's just instantly go back. If your boat looks jank and it just insta flips, who the fuck cares? Like, there's already going to be so much jankiness because all we're seeing in the betas is one boat. There's going to be thousands of boats in one fucking area.
Server fucking crashes. So, like, they can always smooth it out anyway. Like, if it looks janky or whatever, I don't care if something like bugs out visually for a second. Like,
I don't care either.
It's like, they can fix that in time. I feel like it's just.
It's because it's so complex, because you have these massive boats that are like 3x10s or 5 by whatever the hell, and we're playing a tile-based game. Like this is such a mess. Like
that's why they want to break the grid with sailing, so that the boat doesn't follow the grid, which is great. That means it's way easier to move. It's more fluid. You don't see as much jankiness, but. Look, there's a good chance this fucking comes to the game, regardless of whether people want it or not.
Yep.
There is a solid chance that we get sailing. So you gotta be open-minded at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, I don't like it. Full stop. That's fine. But if you go, this is dog shit. Like, why would you do this? Fuck this. If you're not going to provide any sort of constructive feedback and just be completely negative, then you're not really helping. Like, if you don't like it, it definitely helps to say why you don't, other than you didn't vote for it. Okay, that's fine. But why is this dog shit? What is it that you don't like about the boat moving? Is it too slow? Does it look dumb? Does it feel like it's not really, like, do you feel like you're wasting your time fucking lofting sails? Like, and that's fine. It would help Jagex more if we tell them what we don't like, rather than just being like, yeah, fuck this, I wanted shamanism. You're not getting shamanism, unfortunately. Like, swallow it.
I need to also make a point on that, because even though, what I've said is very critical about what we've seen with sailing, I'm still open-minded. I'm very open-minded. If they were to show off something that looked great, I would 100% be like, this is fucking exciting. I'm so pumped. But all we've seen is not great, and that concerns me, and so I'm voicing my opinion on it. Now,
no, that's fair.
I totally think sailing is still the better move over shamanism. People have this. Honestly, shamanism would be a train wreck of a skill, in my opinion. Just thinking about it in my head, where everything now has these weird ass auras and abilities, and everything becomes untradeable. And oh, you want to go kill this boss? Well, do you have this aura 3 and this fucking shamanistic fucking spell thing that you're going to be casting every 5 seconds, and all this other dog shit that it just becomes completely foreign? That scares me. Like, the idea of shamanism, I think people are just like, oh, that sounds cool because it's combat or whatever, but that sounds like a mess. And especially because they were proposing it around the time Ruinous Powers was still kind of a thing. Ruinous Powers was terrifying. If that had come into the game, like, I'm sorry, that was not going to be a healthy addition.
In the game. Yeah. I originally voted for shamanism and taming over sailing. But
I like taming more. That was my original.
Yeah. I think the more I think about it, and I think you are right, the more I think about it, regardless of the skill, it's going to be a huge power shift in the game. I think sailing likely affects PVM the least, and I think PVM being the biggest part of the game for most players at the moment can kind of make sailing the safer option in that aspect, because you're not going to break any end game metas or raids, right?
Yep.
With just the core of sailing. It's the content sailing brings to the game in terms of new drops. Different story. Shamanism definitely would have, for shamanism to be worth it, it would have to make big changes to gear, and you can't just put it on skill and gear so that like Tob doesn't become some fucking walk in the park. Yeah, shamanism would have been very hard to balance to make it feel worth it without breaking the game or going too far and completely ruining or needing to rebalance a lot of content in the game. And I think with the recent Project Rebalance, that kind of shows that shamanism maybe thankfully wasn't the best choice. But again, like, we don't know what shamanism would have been until they pitched the actual skill, right? It's like, we don't know what sailing's actually going to bring yet. We just know that the navigation is under work. I have it on good authority that they are working a lot on sailing, and they are taking the feedback and stuff very seriously from people. So I think it's just waiting for that alpha, dude, and hoping that it is something, hoping that it feels okay to play. They probably just want to make sure that the alpha, that it runs right, not whether you like it or not, just whether it actually feels like this is something you could find yourself doing in RuneScape, as opposed to running rooftops, right?
Yeah. Did you? I mean, because I think now, just because I'm a little bit apprehensive about sailing. Who knows? Maybe they'll make some great changes, and we'll just see something fucking awesome in the next several months. But there was, I mean, when they originally proposed the idea of taming, they came out with the 3: taming, shamanism, and sailing. Taming seemed awesome, and that was actually my number one priority. And then they actually talked about it on a Q&A, and it just doled it down like so dramatically, and it just looked pathetic. It was like, yeah, we're gonna have these little like pet daycares where you send your little pets, and that's all they do, because we're so terrified of summoning. So we can't have them actually contribute in any form to skilling or PVM. So you just go to your fucking little daycare and grow your pets or whatever. But
and then you have a pet raid. It's like, stop fucking offering raids to begin with. You couldn't get the fucking last one right. So,
but like taming sound. Well, let me just ask, because I didn't ever play with summoning. I never played the game around that time. Was it fun? Was it bad? Was it good for the game? Like,
I didn't dive too deeply into summoning, personally, because I mean I was a lot younger and I just didn't give too much of a shit. I mean, summoning wouldn't work in old school RuneScape today. People that preach for summoning don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The thing is, I think the worst part about taming was it would devalue current pets.
Yeah. They'd have to somehow I don't know, include them in some way, maybe.
That's it. Then it takes the RNG and the fun and the pet hunt aspect away from a lot of players. I think taming was never going to work. The idea was cool, but I think it's too late in the game for the idea of taming because of the concept of pets and followers, and because of the history with summoning. Now, summoning wasn't bad for RuneScape 3 well, RuneScape 2 at the time when it came out. But summoning doesn't work in this game today. You can't have the same summoning. People say they want summoning. You will not get, even if you got summoning, it won't be the same summoning you once had.
Yeah.
So you're asking for something you won't get because you have two options. One, let's say you get the pack yak, whole extra inventory, and then you go to the Inferno, or you go to do the solo Tob. Does that ruin the Inferno and Theater of Blood and content like that with having a pack yak? Sure. Okay. So you can't use the pack yak in Tob or the Inferno. Then what's the fucking point in having the skill?
Yeah. No, you're right.
What's the point in having the content?
It couldn't be as OP as
Yeah.
summoning was. Again, I didn't play it, but I recognize some of those, like the pack yak and stuff.
Like the game is balanced around not having that sort of assistance, and it's been balanced. It continues to be balanced around that for so long now that I think it's the same effect with shamanism. Is if you were going to start buffing gear, if you buff the scythe so that it has like burn effects, or that it ignores a certain amount of defense, or that it has a blood fury, like a weaker blood fury sort of effect with it, or with any weapon, you are taking what's already really powerful and you're throwing it so much more power that a lot of content will just be completely like the Grandmaster goalpost is going to have to be moved, right?
Yeah.
For the Grandmaster helmet, like your speed times are going to be so much faster.
Everything gets fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you introduce
That's
it.
why sailing unironically becomes the safer option for the game.
Yep.
Because if I'm honest with you, the safest option is to not have a new fucking skill at all at this point. But if you had to pick one of the three, I think at this point now, sailing becomes the option that doesn't break a lot of current content, because they can bring sailing to the game and then they can balance what comes in from sailing and what is looted without directly affecting gear that you already have, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not a game developer. I don't know shit, dude, but
What are your thoughts on so RS3 has this like dash thing that they do, surge or whatever. So you surge fucking 10 tiles forward every 5 or 10 seconds. Do you think that would ever work in old school? Do you think people would want something like that where you just fucking dash?
Oh, look, I reckon it could as a special attack weapon. I reckon if you hit the spec bar, click a target, and you just dash forward fucking like 6-7 tiles and hit them with melee, that'd be fucking sick, dude.
I think
Especially
so
in the
too.
wilderness PvP. God damn, that'd be cool. That's actually not a bad idea.
And it doesn't even need to be a special attack. It could be something just in regards to agility. Like the higher agility you get up, you just click the run orb whenever it regens, and then boom, you get a surge again, or something next to the run orb.
It could be like just even with a weapon on the first attack with the weapon against an NPC, you dash to it and deal extra damage based on the amount of tiles, up to like 6 tiles or something. Even if it was like that.
I wonder, because as much as that sounds great, we do have to think about like how the game's gonna look and the nostalgia behind old school. So you're all of a sudden seeing a bunch of fucking people dashing around, teleporting, and going crazy ape mode on everything. But like, would that be a good thing? Ultimately?
Well, I think it depends. It depends if you let it just be something people can do at will, wherever, or if you keep it locked to having to have a target. So, for example, if you did it in Theater of Blood for bloats around the corner, you dash across faster so that you can get an extra attack in.
Okay.
Would be pretty cool, right?
So just really keeping it toward PVM or
if you lock
related.
it to PVM, then you'll only see people using it tactically, right?
Yeah.
And if it used like a certain amount of run energy, say it ate up a decent amount of run or spec, that way there's some sort of counter, then it's not like people just being like, well, people are dashing everywhere, but you see it in the Inferno, people trying to speed run. They want to get like doing a melee only or something to catch a nibbler quickly, or to get to a pillar faster when they're out in the open. Do it in the fight caves to catch a bat, and then to zip around faster, and you're just sinking staminas to zip around. I mean, something like that could really work, and I think that'd be a pretty cool spec idea. But shit. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
that's actually kind of cool. I
it
don't
would
know.
be fucking cool.
It
It
might
would.
sound dumb to the people listening, but like it doesn't have to be broken. It doesn't have to be super powerful, but just like a nice gap closer. And if you use it in PvP or in LMS, oh man, if I could use it in LMS on those fuckers that run away, oh man, I would be very happy. Just zip, stick it up them, and then just close that gap. It'd be really good.
I
Be
mean,
good for
yeah.
PKs.
No, it would be really good for closing gap. It'd also be good to escape gap. Well, actually, no,
Yes.
because you said you have to be doing it toward a target. So it's
Yeah.
actually really good just for PKers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you're in multi and you want to zip out of there, and you
Oh, that's
like
true. You
latch onto
click on other
something,
things.
but
Yeah.
yeah. Look, if it's balanced right and it's not like too long of a range, like 6 to 8 tiles, so the same range as what, like a longbow off long range or something. Um, it could be a good initiator.
Okay, I need to, now that we just mentioned the wilderness, I didn't even know this because I've played a maxed iron with everything unlocked for so goddamn long, I forget.
Yep.
But you can't teleport instantaneously out of wilderness bosses until you have the fucking hard diary. What the hell is
Yeah, they
that?
made that change recently because there was a lot of bots in the Rev caves and the demi boss caves, and like if you entered and you were within their combat level, if you had gear or you were skulled, they would just teleport instantly, and they wanted to restrict that to slow the bots down for a bit until the bots obviously got the hard diary done. So it's just to favor PKs because there's there's a need for Jagex to keep PKs somewhat happy. It'll never be as big as it once was. It's just not happening. No matter, like people just believe that Jagex is killing PvP. It's not the way of the game anymore. Um, and I love PvP. I love PKing. I think it is good fun. It's probably one of the most fun parts of the game. It's just very competitive, very difficult, and I am a camper of low health, which is a bad habit of mine. So I end up getting smacked a lot. Um, but it was mostly just to kind of slow people down unless they've actually completed the hard diaries,
That is,
more or
first of
less.
all, first of all, there's no info on it anywhere. So you just go out in the wilderness and you're thinking, oh, I'll just teleport if I see a player. No, nope, you didn't fucking know. You're dead now. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Unless you Google it, you probably won't know about it.
yeah,
I think it's
I
part of the
didn't know
hard
about it. I
diary
play this
now.
game every day.
Yeah, they made the change. Oh fuck, 6 months ago, maybe.
It's in my opinion, like I understand where they're coming from. I totally understand they were trying to make it so bots aren't, you can kill the bots freely. First of all, get rid of the fucking bots. Like that's a separate issue. The fact that you
Yeah,
can't teleport freely is fucking stupid. And
it's 2023, 20th of September they added it.
okay, yeah, that's fucking
Yeah.
stupid. I'm actually so butthurt about a change like that. That is just wildly inappropriate. I feel like it's just so dumb. And if there really is a problem with bots, why don't you just fucking ban the bots? Like that's
Because they don't have the resources. That's why they got up the membership so they can get more people
dude.
on the customer support team.
They're not gonna do shit. They're just paying their higher ups more money. It
Yeah,
looks like it's
yeah.
the thing is like, and we were having a discussion about this just briefly. I'm like, dude, if the bots are gonna insta telly, then let them fucking insta telly. I mean, first of all, the bots are a completely separate issue, but like in a way, it's kind of nice to know that guarantee these bots will insta telly if they see a fucking player around their level. Like in a way, it
Yeah.
can actually be like a counter to you. Just okay, now I have a fucking free world, or now like I don't
Yeah,
know.
it is also for main account, like people doing it too. But the bots were, I mean, the bots do it instantly. Players, you can
Yeah,
catch players if they're not paying attention, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
the main argument is the players. But what I do, this is my trick, is I gear up the main
Uh-huh.
to PK, and it doesn't matter whatever world I'm on. That's my world. I will just go in with the main, and I will attack someone. And when they leave, then I jump on the iron and I take the cave. Because fuck you, I'm not hopping worlds. So I'm all for the bots instantly hopping or teleporting anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it encourages people to do the diaries. I think you can't even do the demi bosses now without the medium diaries, and you don't have access to Spindle, RTO, or Caveira, and apparently Callista's on here, which is a mistake, unless you
Wow,
finish the medium diary. So
that's
I
ridiculous.
think I think that was to yeah, just restrict bots getting in because clearly Jagex relies on their system so much, and their system is so accurate that they have to, adjust content in the game rather than banning the bots.
Yeah, I
So
think that's the dumbest move. It's just ruining the game experience for real players. Okay,
yeah.
hear this. So
Hmm.
this is a not complete, well thought out thing, but it's something that would completely change the aspect of the wilderness in a way.
Okay.
So imagine the wilderness has now been completely changed so that you cannot hop or log out while in the wilderness or teleport out while in the wilderness. Or I guess you could log out technically if you're safe, but you
A lot of
can't
motherfuckers are gonna die
you
if
can't
you do
hop
that.
worlds and you can't teleport. But no, here's the thing. PKers are also not being able to hop worlds to find you. So if you're on a world and you get seen by somebody, it's on. Like you have to fucking defend yourself because the only way of escaping is to actually fully exit the wilderness either through Ferox Enclave without a teleblock or run all the way to the ditch or run to like the 50 wildy lever or something untelleblocked again. But it would be this completely different atmosphere where like you have to enter the wilderness from a safe zone, like because you're not going to be able to hop at any other time. So you walk out there, and I don't know. For some reason in my head, I just think this would solve. I mean, first of all, this would be a headache if you want to do a bunch of wilderness content. But in the same aspect, it would make the wilderness fucking exciting because you have no idea who's about to like approach you, and there's no chance of all of a sudden them calling their team and all of a sudden their whole team arrives because you can't hop worlds while in the wilderness. So whatever circumstance happens where you see a guy that's about to attack you, like you just have to fight back basically because there's no teleporting out. Like you have to either run away or just fight back to the death. And for some reason that just sounds super fucking exciting, and it prevents all the bots from teleporting instantaneously. So if you see a bot, if you're a PKer, you run out there and whoever you see, they will not be able to escape. Like you have them now. But at the same time, you're going to see less PKers as the PVMer because, there's not going to be a bunch of people hopping 100 worlds per every fucking minute trying to find you. So do you have any thoughts on this? Of course, this would never enter the game. It's mostly just a thought experiment. But like,
When you say that you can't hop worlds, that doesn't apply if I log out and change world, then right?
no,
Just slows.
you couldn't even do that.
It wouldn't let you log in.
I would even say you can't even log out in the wilderness. To be fair, I don't know how that would work exactly. I think you would have to allow a log out, but you can't be under combat, obviously. So the whole idea is that there's no hopping worlds, so you can feel safe as a PVMer somewhat by knowing that there's not going to be just a bunch of accounts repeatedly hopping, and then all of a sudden you see another guy 2 minutes later after the last guy. It's more of if you're the PKer, I mean, if you're the predator going out, like you have to hop worlds in a safe zone. And then you hop your world wherever you go, and now you're entered the wilderness, but you know that everybody on that world that's in the wilderness will not be able to escape you. Like they can't teleport out. They're not going to be able to hop worlds, and that's just it. So like when you go out as a PKer, it's going to be fucking riveting because if you see a white dot, you know you can attack them, and they can't tell you. They have to run to a safe zone.
Man, that sounds ass, dude.
It sounds
As
ass
a
because
big gang,
it sounds ass for I think it has its pros and it has its cons. The pros are
I
that
feel like PKs will suffer so much, but also I think
the thing
people
is they
don't
won't
fight
suffer
enough.
that much. I don't think they will suffer that much.
Well, a lot of the time you just hop outside Calvarion, right? For
Yeah.
example, and then you check hot world. If I had to run back to the Ferox Enclave, hop and then run back out again, like I just won't fucking do it.
But here's the
Right.
cool thing. But you got to remember, if this change were to be implemented, again, I'm not necessarily advocating. This is a thought experiment. So just a discussion. But like, you would go out as the PKer, and instead of you hopping a bunch of fucking times trying to find somebody, and then all of a sudden you find somebody and they tell you out instantaneously or just fucking log out right away, Now, when you find somebody, so you know you have to go back to Ferox Enclave. Now you've hopped worlds or something. Now when you go out, if you do see a white dot, there is no escaping. Like you now have secured a kill, basically. So that's the idea behind it. Like there's more secured kills.
I feel like that will never pass.
Oh, it wouldn't.
Community.
Yeah, there's no way it would.
No, actually, it probably would pass because people would be like, yeah, fuck PKs and pass some shit like that. Because I think that would also invite a lot more. What you're doing is you've got less people hopping to kill you, right? It's just guaranteeing that if someone finds you, they're going to try to kill you. I think regardless, people should just keep in mind that it is more gold per hour to anti-PK and fight back than it is to do anything else in the wilderness. The best gold you can make is trying to kill the cunt trying to kill you. PK is always risking more. I think people should be encouraged. Like, you don't have to be good at PKing. You just have to know basic defense, black D hide, get the telly block down. If someone comes at you in the singles plus bosses, they come at you, they're skulled. You throw the telly block down and just put a Void Waker on. Just put it in your hands. You throw a telly block, they'll run. They ain't fighting you.
It's true
because the stakes are way too high. They're skulled. They're probably risking a Void Waker on AGS themselves. You're not skulled. You just stare at them. You don't even just right click follow them with the fucking Void Waker in your hands while they're telly blocked. They'll just run. Like they won't fight back, dude.
Listen, even though, first of all, as a main account, yeah, that's all great fun. But as an Iron Man, it's always felt not worth it to try to anti-PK because you are risking hundreds of hours potentially, whereas somebody's just risking a pile of gold. You know, if they lose their Void Waker, okay, I'll just go to the Grand Exchange. If you lose a fucking Void Waker on an Iron Man, you're crying for a week.
You never skull up when anti-PKing. I anti-PK on the Iron where I can. I did lose my Hunter crossbow once, but like all you need is like if you use Calvarin as an example, I've got a better weapon than the Eldamore, but I'll use the Eldamore because it's a big hitter. I'll take a ballista with me, and that'll be what I'm risking, I think. And for mage wise, I will just have freezes and teleblock, like just entangles and teleblocks, and then you just range, and then you just throw the Eldamore, and then just keep ranging, and you're only risking like Black Deard. I don't think I'm risking the ballista. I'm pretty sure, and you don't even need like anything special. You just need 2 weapons that hit big, and you just hit them off prey, and make that your priority. Keep them frozen. And a lot of the time, you'll find the PKs that do singles plus PKing, a lot of them don't actually have a fucking clue because you'll see them risking 400k with Mystic no KO weapon. I would actively try to encourage more people to just try anti-PK, or at least,
you know how to encourage more anti-PKing is to do the suggestion that was brought up. What? Do you know what it is that I'm about to say?
I'm assuming the suggestion you just brought up about the...
Well, no, not that. It doesn't have to be that. What if it was... So this is a suggestion that was brought up a while ago, and I've kind of reiterated it here and there. It's the idea behind Iron Men not risking their items in the wilderness. So before you start making assumptions, this is how it would work. Iron Man, so the whole proposal of it is to allow Iron Man to feel like they can anti-PK. So this is going to be very beneficial because you're going to now encourage anti-PK, and you're going to encourage not tellying out. You're going to encourage actual fighting in the wilderness, and this is going to encourage it. So the way it works is every Iron Man account will have a separate coffer on their account that can only be used by a main account. So the Iron Man can never touch this coffer. They can't touch the money, but what happens is the coffer can have money stored on it. So if you have a main account, for example, you can just deposit like a bill into this coffer on this Iron Man account. And now what happens is if your Iron Man dies in the wilderness, you don't lose your gear, you just lose the GE value of it from that coffer. So now the PKer that kills your Iron Man gets fully benefited. He gets exactly the amount of GP it was worth. And if the Iron Man kills the PKer, what happens is instead of you getting a loot key on your Iron Man or whatever, or maybe it still could be a loot key, however it works, that loot key gets insta-sold on the Grand Exchange and gets deposited on that Iron Man's coffer. Again, the Iron Man cannot touch that money, but it can be withdrawn by a main account. So now there's actually a little bit of incentive for you to fight back on your Iron Man, because you're not risking a fucking AGS that took you, 70 hours to get, or your Void Waker that took you 3 weeks to get, or whatever the hell you're risking. So now you can actually feel very good about fighting back, and whatever you're risking out in the wilderness is going to be taken from you. So technically, your Iron Man could go out with full Ancestral, a Void Waker, and whatnot, and anti-PK with that. But if you die, you're going to lose a bill from your coffer, and that bill is going to go directly to the PK that killed you, and it's going to be taken from the main. But your Iron Man that died with all that stuff still keeps all the gear. It's just the GP is taken from the coffer that was funded. Now, if the coffer doesn't have enough money, then you will lose your gear, obviously. What are your thoughts? And I can explain further, because I haven't explained the whole thing, but that's mainly the main concept.
I get it. I get it. I don't. I mean, it's a concept that could work. There's no, like, the hardest part about that is getting the community to vote on something like that, because that is very favorable to Iron Man. That main accounts will be like, what the fuck? What about us without Iron Man? Mm-hmm. And there's also just the simple law or rule is that don't risk what you don't want to lose, right?
Yeah, but you are risking the complete exact GP value that a main account would be risking.
That's it. But it doesn't benefit people who don't have the funds to push and put money into that coffer, right?
Yes, exactly. So Iron Man that don't have anything would still lose their shit.
Yeah. What I think would be good, I think the best way to improve PvP in the game in general is to make it that no one loses anything when you die. So if you get PK'd, you don't lose anything. The problem is that then there's no point PKing, right? That 100% the best, like, it's what every single other MMO RPG does on the internet, is if you die in PvP, you don't lose anything. You like lose durability or some shit. You never lose your gear. That's why people don't PvP. That's why people don't get like the wilderness. That's why people hate PKs. It's because they lose their shit. To fix that, you make it so the victim doesn't lose anything. But how does the PKer or the PvPer get compensated? Why would they do it if there's no value? You can't, like, the best thing to do then is to then compensate them for the money that they would have got, which makes another problem. You start printing gold into the game, and then on top of that, you have people feeding each other kills for free money to pretty much break the game.
No, but the way it works though is the items that you would have lost. So so the Iron Man, like the way the Iron Man's getting their coffer, getting a deposit is their loot key gets insta sold on the Grand Exchange. So whatever any real player is buying it at, that's how it gets sold, and then that money gets deposited in. So technically, there's no GP real generation. It's all coming from real players that are buying the items.
I was just talking in terms of separate from that concept. Oh, okay. I was just talking in terms of like if you wanted to just make everyone feel more comfortable in the wilderness, you would just make it so not just Iron Man, but everyone, no one lost anything. But you have to compensate the PK. The coffer, the idea of the coffer does cover the printing gold aspect of it, but that means that you need to have money in the coffer, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, if it wasn't, you could make that the case for main accounts and irons. You wouldn't just lock it to Iron Man, you'd make it even for main accounts. Like, if they had money in the coffer, it would cover that.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Well, what if we did this? Because now I'm thinking, to prevent everybody just using this coffer thing, and then there's just some weird stuff going on in the Grand Exchange potentially. What if when you die with this system, so Iron Men actually have like a 10 or 20% markup technically. So you're getting, and maybe main accounts could still use it if they just want the convenience. To be fair, the convenience alone, I think, really needs to come through like bank.
Well, you've already got parchment and stuff, right? That do a similar sort of thing. You save your gear, and the PK gets compensated for it, right? You just and it costs you fucking $1.5 million.
They need to just get rid of the inconveniences of dying, because ultimately it's fine to lose shit on a main account as long as there's like bank presets, basically, where you just go in, you already have all the gear you need, boom, one click, you're re-geared, let's go, like something like that. But yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, this could still be, it could be an option across the board, but maybe there would be a markup just so that most main accounts aren't going to fucking bother because they don't want to lose 10 to 20% more of their gold in items. But Iron Men would be willing to pay that price because they don't want to go grind out another Void Waker in case they lost it.
Yeah, I think I don't think that anything like that will ever come to the game regardless. I think the coffer system can work as a backup for people that want to save their gear. Something like that definitely could work. But at the end of the day, it really is just don't fucking risk it if you don't want to lose it, right?
No, I mean that's the mentality we've had, but the problem is that it's created really unhealthy play styles in the wilderness where every fucking Iron Man just hates PKers and there's absolutely zero incentive to fight back. And PKers continually, I mean, PKer, if you're a real PKer, you're not just some fucking rat out in the wilderness. You want a fight back. Like that sounds fun.
Well, that's the difference between a PvPer and a PK, right?
Yeah.
And PvPers that want to fight back won't hunt you at singles plus bosses. That's why the people at singles plus bosses are often just like brain dead, like, oh, I'm gonna go kill PKs. You can turn keys on as an Iron Man. If you get the kill, you can then suicide that key to your main as well, and then your main gets the key. That's what I've been doing on the GIM. I have like, 50, 60 kills on the GIM just anti-PKing people, and I just suicide it to my main. And that's honestly good fun. Like, I will intentionally gear up to anti-PK because and like kind of hope someone comes in because I want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I get some people don't want to do the PvP aspect, but the best thing I think you can do is give it a fucking go, because while you might not like PKs, there is nothing better than just absolutely fucking dumping some cunt that tried to start a fight with you. If you kill a PK, it feels good, man.
But it makes it better if you're actually getting something out of it as an Iron Man, like something that's really there's the asymmetry, just the fucking imbalance between a main account that just has the Grand Exchange at their back, where all their gear is just GP oriented, and then an Iron Man that's fighting back and is genuinely risking 200 hours potentially, like something fucking unfathomable. It's just the asymmetry is fucking so skewed. It's just never in a million years worth it to like fight back, because the Iron Man is not going to benefit besides just dropping over a key to a main account. But if it was like, okay, the Iron Man is now no longer risking their actual gear that takes way longer to get on an Iron Man, they're purely risking this coffer GP, then it'll be truly fun to fight back, and it'll feel really good, and you'll feel like you are not getting taken advantage of. Because seriously, you feel like the fucking victim as an Iron Man, because you are the victim. Everything's stacked against you. Every single thing is stacked against you, and you have a guy that's just breezing along, and it's complete imbalance, and we need to recognize that. So if you really want to make like a healthy atmosphere in the wilderness where people feel incentivized to kill people, and there's going to be not just insta-tellying all the fucking time, you have to like narrow down this imbalance. And I think the best way about that is the coffer idea, honestly.
I guess so, but I think that's also the point of being an Iron Man, right?
It's not the point, though. I think that's like such a weak argument. It's like just the way it's always been has to be the way it is. But dude, like the wilderness is failing in so many ways. I mean, it's just like people fucking hate the wilderness, and Jagex knows it. Like, there's so many Iron Man accounts that don't want to fucking be out there. But if there was just lessen the imbalances ever so slightly, just it makes it more bearable being out there. If you have an Iron Man that has money in the coffer, you know you're not going to lose your shit. It feels so much better. The imbalances are completely back in balance, and I can go out in the wilderness and not feel like I'm just losing 30 hours if you're a mid-game Iron Man that's bringing out some valuable stuff. It's just, I think overall it's very healthy, and it does not affect a main account. That's the thing. It's like a main account can just be like, oh, you chose to play this way, end of argument. We're not going to talk about it. Like, we want you to fucking suffer because we're masochists, and you need to, or we hate Iron Man mode, so end of story, end of discussion. But it's like, ultimately this has no effect over you. It's purely just making the wilderness a healthier place to PK. I think it's like overall a positive thing, and I don't know. I'm passionate about it. I think honestly, we should like give it a test go with like some fucking betas or just see how it goes. But
if Jagex proposes something like that, I'll have a look. But personally, I think it varies from player to player.
Hmm.
As an Iron Man player myself, I am happy to try anti PK, and I will risk fucking nothing but black D'hide
Imagine
and
you could
roll the
risk more
dice.
though.
You know?
Imagine you could risk more and know that you're going to keep it if you actually die, but it's going to come from your coffer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I like shitting on people. I like killing people in ARAMs while I'm wearing black D'hide,
Mm,
and they've got like toxic stuff that they're dead, and I
that's
just
fair.
burn and claw them out. I think that's good fun. I mean, as a PK too, it feels good killing an Iron Man and getting a Sarachnis cudgel. It's like, yeah, go grind that again, dickhead. You know. So
True,
I
true.
get why
No, I
people
mean
like,
you're right.
the
Like
Iron Man suffered from the main account. It's glorious. You know, it feels good both sides.
yeah, like
Um,
regardless, you're totally right. It's a big change that would just seem private servery. I recognize that, and I recognize that
mm,
ultimately something like this probably won't even come in. It's me just talking about solutions because this would be a legitimate solution to solving a lot
mm.
of problems. But actually, let me
I think
ask you,
yeah.
let me
Yep.
ask you about because now that you're a normal Iron Man, are you doing a bunch of Wildy content now?
Not at the moment. Only when I get a Slayer task, because while the Void Waker
Mm,
would be great, um, I just go so fucking dry on everything in this account. I've done my elite diaries. I do any clue scroll I do in the wilderness. I've got. We used to do a little bit of massing. I've got like 200 Callisto kills, 100 RTO kills. So I've done like a handful of kills. Where's Vedion? Venenatus I haven't done much of. Vedion I've got 120 Calvarian kills. Um, but on the Gim I did it. I did pretty much the full Void Waker grind except for the gem on the Gim, and got a lot of kills doing that. And in terms of revs, I only did one rev thing recently for bingo. Um, it's just like when I feel the need to go for the Void Waker, I will. But having getting the Burning Claws recently, I don't really feel the need to go for the Void Waker right now. I've got other things I need to prioritize. Like my Mage gear fucking sucks,
true.
so I need to work on that. But even
It
when I do go out there, I find it's getting quieter and quieter. There are less people trying to PK at the single plus bosses, at least for Osworlds.
mm,
I did like a full Calvarion task. I found two people. They were stream snipers. They both got fucked. Right. Um, like they came in and I fight back and then they leave. Um, so I don't know. I don't really. I don't see the problem that you are having, or at least I don't see it as big of a problem for me personally. But
it's yeah, it's
I enjoy the fight. I want it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's I mean again, I'm playing a hardcore, so it's just whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
not
that too. Yeah.
it's not even on my mind, but
Yeah.
it's only because I think it would be a valuable addition to creating a better atmosphere in the wilderness where there's very much incentive to fight back and it's going to feel good. You're not going to feel like your time's being wasted. And I think just the player experience would be so much better on an Iron Man if you got
Yeah.
to actually fight back. And if you do die, hey, guess what? If your coffer was filled, you lose some money from your coffer, but hey, you spawn in Edgeville or Lumbridge or whatever the fuck you die, and you still have all your shit on you. Maybe you lose your food and your potions, but like, something where
Hmm.
you've kept all your stuff because the coffer, paid for it and is maybe a 20% markup. And there you go. The PKer actually gets paid more because of killing an Iron Man. So there's an actual better incentive. So now if you're a main account, you want to kill Iron Man even more, but there's still the benefit to the Iron Man where you're
I think as long as the PK is being compensated for the kill,
yeah, and they
almost
are.
anything can work. But as long as it's not printing gold into the game, but yeah, the best way to help the victim in RuneScape and make people feel more comfortable in PvP situations is to not lose their gear.
Yeah.
It's just going about that without having original bounty hunter situation where people are doing it and just printing money.
You know what's crazy is how many updates the wilderness has had recently. I mean, I think of if I were to make another group Iron Man, there's a part of me that would love to just start out as a normal group Iron Man that with prestige, but just do a
Mhm.
bunch of wildy shit. I mean, the Chaos Altar alone is so crazy busted, and then You thieve rogue chests and you make just absolute
Yeah, that
bank.
shit's really good now, hey?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's getting botted heavily at the moment. You can go PKing there.
Yeah. It's a hot spot that if you have a wildy step there and on hard clue, nope, fuck that. I'm dropping
Oh,
it.
dude, if you're hardcore, absolutely. But people people been questioning me lately because I do wildy clues, right? And they're
Yeah.
like, why aren't you gearing up to defend yourself? Why don't you take food and stuff? Take a whip, take your clue, take your spade. 3 items. You get PK'd, you end up in Lumbridge with your clue in your inventory. Like,
Yep.
why bother defending yourself? You know, just take the suicide, get something to kill you. I'll just walk into the Chaos Elemental, let it kill me because it's faster than running back. You know,
It is, yeah.
it's so much easier now.
Yeah, it's just so much different on a hardcore. I've done a bunch of wildy steps at this point on my hardcore, but I feel pretty comfortable out in the wilderness as long as you're just holding your mouse over the logout button for the most part. If
Yep.
you see a dot, you're good.
Yeah, and try to have a scout or some sort if you can, and don't do it on fucking stream.
Yeah, yeah. I block out my screen so nobody can see.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to bring this up. Now I'll just say straight up, I love Automelogy. He's a friend of mine.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah, but
Yep.
he asked, as you know, I said, topics, for your cast, and he just said, ask him why he's a toxic weirdo on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you.
So I look. I think he's butthurt over a comment I made a while ago. It's a little bit confusing. I don't think he's I think he's got something here to resolve personally within himself. Because a couple months ago he made a comment on like the rooftop changes or something, and I called him autism elegy and told him to shut up. And that's what he's annoyed at. Which is weird because he changed his name to Autism Elegy on Twitter until very recently. So it's a bit weird to be upset by it. And then I found out this morning that it's because he's autistic. So I just said, dude, that's the problem you've got to resolve yourself. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're autistic or not. That's like, I believe that if you say or do something online that I believe is dumb, you are open to be criticized for it. I didn't agree with his take. I don't agree. A lot of the time I see him tweeting and I don't agree with a lot of it. I think a lot of it is just very ignorant or very one-sided towards a very small minority of skillers that I don't think is suitable or in the best interest of the rest of the game. Because at the end of the day, running rooftops is boring as fuck and should be a lot more either engaging or should provide better XP to get that shit over with. Like, that's why we have the Hallowed Sepulchre. I'm all for an XP buff on dogshit content I don't want to do. And I think that most players would agree with that. And to argue that it would be that it ruins integrity and it ruins people who did skilling the harder way, that's a problem that we have with runecrafting, right? Jagex doesn't want to give an outfit that gave increased runecrafting XP because people would feel like their effort they put in before that was discredited and we did runecrafting the long way,
Yeah.
I think that's a dumb take.
You can understand it mildly, at least, though, right?
I understand it. Absolutely, I understand it. I just think it's not the play. It's not the hill to die on, because I think the game will benefit better from having, like, mining is fucked, right? Because the best mining method is to do like 2-tick granite or some shit, like tick manipulation on granite or sandstone still, is that right?
Yeah, great.
And it's still not even that good of an XP rate. Like, but it feels like Jagex is too scared to give us a better mining XP per hour, anywhere close to like 100k an hour, that isn't through tick manipulation, because people will feel discredited by their tick manipulation. Sorry. I don't think anyone gives a fuck about the tick manipulation. No one like holds that to a high standard. Okay, there's a community that cherishes it and loves it. I get that. That's great. But the game is bigger than that, and I think the game can benefit more beyond that. So this was like months ago when it was about the rooftops elite. So I just said, like, shut up, dude. Like, you keep preaching the same shit that no one agrees with. No, like the vast majority of people don't actually like this take. It is not it's not better for the game. It's better for you. That's fine. I have my own takes that I think would be better for me too. So yeah, he's just upset because I called him autism allergy, and it turns out to be autistic. And I couldn't give a fuck. Like, okay, that's a you problem, dude. Like,
So do you ever feel like you have to put on the persona of being a dickhead on Twitter? Like, is that just like, at this point, just your online personality or just your personality in general, just to do
that's
that?
just me in general.
Because to be fair, like, let me just say, like, I've
Yeah.
never found your stuff offensive. Well, mainly because, like, one, I consider us friends, and so I just, I know you're just fucking rolling with the shit, and
Yep.
I understand that. And ultimately, because I've gotten to know you a little bit better, I know, like, you're none of the stuff, generally speaking. Now, again, I can't speak for every situation. I'm not going to, but it doesn't ever seem like it's trying to be malicious. It just sounds like it's part of who you are to just be super fucking aggressive,
Yes.
just for
Yeah.
fun, almost. Like, you're just shit talking, basically. That's how I've always perceived it.
Yeah, I have a very assertive nature
Yeah.
when I address myself, and some people find that toxic, or some people find that aggressive, or get offended by it. If I tell you to, if I'm like shut the fuck up, or if I call you a dickhead, I'm not actually hating you. I'm not actually like I'm not here. I'm not trying to actually attack you. I'll call myself a dickhead. I'll call any like you do dickhead shit. You get called a dickhead for being a dickhead. Like it's I'm just very assertive and very loud, very um, open, no filter. But I'm not doing it to like. I don't hate Automelody. I don't have any hate towards him. I don't have any malicious. I don't know if that's the right word. Like feelings towards him.
Yeah.
I just told him to shut up one time. I called him Autism Melody because I thought that was funny, a funny play on his name. Not because I think he's autistic or because I want to make him feel bad about anything autistic. I just thought it was funny because Automelody, Autism Allergy. I just thought it was funny. That's it. There was no like,
You
if
don't.
you get offended
It
by
doesn't.
that,
Yeah, it
you
didn't.
know,
It doesn't seem like you're holding grudges either. At least the way
oh
I
no,
see it, you are just actually rolling with the shit. And as soon as you've said something, you've forgotten about it 5 seconds later. That's what it
oh yeah,
appears to
like
me.
it's fucking. There's no grudge. It's just straight up like, if you've got a problem with it, that's something you have to deal with now because I'm just having a good time. I'm a shit stirrer. I stir shit. I gaslight the fuck out of people. It's unfortunately it's just something that I do, and I can't help it. Maybe I'm autistic too,
I think
but
we're all a little autistic, to be
yeah,
fair.
it's like you shouldn't. One thing you shouldn't do is get offended by me or take anything I say super seriously, because a lot of the time, like even my closest friends will cop that sort of heat from me, and I'll cop it back. Like it's not like there is never any hate in what I do or say. Like for example, that War Total fan account guy was part of RoT. He got banned, right? And I said, deserved fucking idiot. Someone who talks an insane amount of shit on here, numerous people for no reason, claims to have done nothing wrong in game, turning on restricted comments further proves how much of a coward this retard is. Well, he does retard shit. He's a very aggressive person. I don't hate him. I think he's a dickhead, but like he has this behavior. I'm calling it out, right? I see it, I say it. I'm not gonna like hide in DMs and be like, oh, this guy's a coward. No, I'll just call him a coward to his face. That's what people don't like, is hearing not so much. I mean, what I might believe is the truth, but being criticized openly is not something people feel comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
Whether I'm criticizing you or not, it varies from situation to situation. But with the automelody specifically, I called him autism allergy, and that's clearly his problem with me. It stuck to him, and I do not care. Like I didn't even think about it. I just thought it was a funny thing to say. He changed his name to autism allergy, and I even commented and was like, "I love that you've done that. That's great. That's steering to the skid. Fuck yes." Turns out it was actually bothering him. Well, that's not my problem. Like,
Do you sometimes feel like if you were to lighten that it would be any benefit to you as a creator, or do you feel like it would actually be almost like, well, first of all, I don't think you'd even consider doing that because it's just actually your personality at this point, so it's just fucking weird to change who you are. But like, do you think if you were to like lighten up and be a little bit kinder, that you would you know, have like a larger audience, or, you know, people would be willing to you know, watch your stuff? I'm just curious because you clearly are catering to a big audience that loves who you are and loves your charm and everything and loves how you know, just talk shit. But I sometimes wonder, do you feel like you've kind of pigeonholed yourself and there's a big part of the community that maybe just no matter what you do now, they just see you as like, oh, I'm not going to associate with him?
I don't think so. No, I think it's mostly the Twitter and Twitch scene that dislikes that side of me. I don't really have a problem with YouTube, with my YouTube audience, which is where my main focus is. I could not give 2/3 of a shit what anyone on Twitter thinks of me. Like I don't hold Twitter. I use Twitter to keep up to date with what's going on in RuneScape, what's going on with UFC, and recently it's just pictures of Sydney Sweeney too, which I can't seem to get out of that algorither. Probably because I keep hitting the like button.
Have you tried getting
No, I just hit the like button then as we were speaking. So, you know, it's otherwise I couldn't give 2/3 of a shit. A lot of the time, people that are attacking me on Twitter, having a problem with me, calling me names or whatever, judging my content, they've got to get up and go to fucking work tomorrow. And I'm streaming Black Myth Wukong tonight, so I don't concern myself with the opinions of people lesser than me. I do not give a shit, dude. Like, I'm happy where I am on YouTube. YouTube's going well. Numbers are going up. The people are coming to the stream. They're loving the content. That's my main focus. Everything else is just me having fun, dude. Like, you don't want to come to my content, that's fine. I don't need people in my community that don't want to watch me or that don't want to watch me anyway. Like, if you don't like my content, that's cool. I have no need to convince you otherwise. You'll come around eventually, or you won't come around ever. So, nah.
Cool.
I don't plan on changing the dynamic. I think it's working fine. I'm having fun.
No, I think you offer somebody that I don't think there's anybody else in the OSR's community like you. So I think just keep doing what you're doing.
That helps. Yeah.
I do like. There is a part of me, you know, like, because I like Automology. He's a good friend of mine, and. Yeah. Knowing, you know, he's gotten offended by something you've said and stuff, it's like, I'm not gonna get involved. You're two adults. You guys can deal with it.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's also just like, you know, I'm not going to like I'll get DMs saying like, why are you inviting King Condor back on? That guy's a fucking asshole. Like, why are you giving this guy a platform or whatever? I'm like, dude, King Condor hasn't done anything bad. Like, he's just a fucking clown on the internet that I enjoy talking to on the cast. Like, it's just, we're friends, and I like to talk about fucking drama occasionally on the cast. I think it's fucking funny, and so. And
it's your content, man. Like, you should never change your content because of the opinions of other people, because that's you're uploading what you want. It's your way of revenue. It's your way to make a living and make the content you want. If they don't like it, don't watch the fucking video. See you on the next podcast, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's the other thing. Is like, people feel this weird obligation to watch every episode. Like, you really shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. It's a lot of hours to put into.
You talk to so many people on your podcast and reach out to so many people of the community. If someone comes to you and goes, I can't support you because King Condor's on the podcast, fuck off then. Good. Go away. Your sub means nothing to me. Like, who the fuck are you? Right? Go to work. Like, fucking, it's not I think it's an unhealthy way to run a channel, and it's another example of why you shouldn't apologize to people for shit, because you got nothing to apologize for.
Well, and the thing is, if you listen to those, like the minority of people that, you know, have problems with stuff, if you actually do listen to them, it's endless. I mean, you're gonna have to listen to every single fucking person that has a problem with every little teeny thing you do, and I mean, you would not be able to produce any content if that was the case. You just can't do it.
That's it. Have you ever had Odablock on the podcast before?
So I asked him back in January. I emailed him and I was talking with his brother that manages it, and we were trying to set something up. At the time, he was pretty insistent on, hey, like if we do this podcast, Oda would prefer it to be live streamed on his stream.
Okay.
And I just told him like, well, that's not how I do this. I like to have it offline. I like it to have it not with 3,000 plus fucking people in the chat that are going to be distracting him or whatnot. Yep. And so I said, no, like I'd rather just do it offline. And then basically that was the end of the communication there. So it was clear that, okay, I think at the time, according to his brother, Oda he was streaming fucking hella hours and he didn't have time to take a 2 to 3 hour break for the podcast, which is totally understandable. I just reached out. That was it. That's cool. And then he went on Tob Tuesday with Prison Joe just last month. And at the end of his episode, Prison Joe gave me a shout. He's like, oh, have you ever considered being on the Sae Bae cast? And Oda was saying, oh, like I did get reached out to. And to be fair, around this time, I'm actually a lot more free with my hours. So maybe I'll reach back out and we can set something up. So I haven't reached out again to him. I probably will, just based on that little comment he made. And honestly, I would fucking love to talk to Odablock, especially with how
absolutely that'd be good
how his stuff's going, and especially with the recent controversies with RoT and what happened with Dead Man Mode and stuff. I think it'd be great. So
that's it.
All it is just me reaching out once again because it sounds like he would be interested, and I think I'd have a great time.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. The reason I brought him up was because I feel like he, when it comes to community opinion, he gets a lot of backlash, mostly probably more on Reddit than anywhere as well. But like, people would have a problem. There's a chance people would have a problem with you inviting him on the podcast as well, right?
Yeah, no,
there content creators.
There would be.
And why the fuck would you say no to having one of the biggest and most successful influencers in the game on your podcast, right? Like,
and like the thing is, there's a difference between Odablock and let's just say somebody like Ice Poseidon who's actively scammed his audience.
Yes,
and is,
right.
Like an actual piece of shit.
Bro Score, or if Defy J came back and you had him on.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not. Yeah. Fucking hell. I had to get all those posters remade as well because he was on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Fucking hell, man.
What a fucking headache. But imagine, dude. Although to be fair, if Defy J came back and you're like, dude, podcast, it would do numbers. Because you could just be like, so what's with the pedo shit, dude? What's wrong with you? Like, you just drill the fuck out of him, dude, make him cry.
I would never, ever platform him, even as a fucking joke.
No,
like, just
I get that.
Yeah, and I actually don't think it would hold. I obviously there would be some people that would want to listen to it, but like the overall negative even if it was seen as me doing it as like a joke, it's like what he did was so fucked up and so wrong on so many levels that like it's not even a joke. It's just like
the fact that he's not come back as well either is like,
thank God too. Like,
yes, a good thing, because if he came back and kept trying to stream, I guarantee he would have not been as big as he was, but he would have had some audience, some believers, some supporters for sure, because there still are, and there were a lot. But I think the fact that he's gone radio silent, and I believe he was one of the girls that stream in Australia, I won't name drop anyone, dropped his address to the cops, and they went and apparently hit up his house. Don't know if they actually found him because he's moved state apparently. But yeah, there's no way he fucking comes back. It speaks volumes that obviously if it was a fake, he's either cooking up a fat diss track right now or he's dead. One of the two.
Yeah, who fucking knows? That whole thing was so bizarre because this is the last thing I was even thinking. I mean, I had met him in person. Yeah, I mean, he had some weird fucking vibes, I guess, technically in hindsight. But like, you're not gonna know that like before it's.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere because they were friends. Like they did a video like a few months prior.
Yeah.
Like, and then he was at his house or something, and then it's just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Always looking forward to what the next piece of drama is.
Yeah.
Never know what it's going to be.
It is interesting. We usually have one every month. It seemed like we were on a dry spell for a little bit before this month.
Last year was very intense every month. This year has been a little quieter, but good results with the RoT stuff for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, apparently, and I don't know if this is like across the board, but I was in Coxie's stream this morning and he said his kick contract's ending next month, and
Yeah, I've heard
I'm
about that.
pretty sure a lot of others are probably going to be ending around that time too. Do you think?
I saw Odablock's contract got they offered him less than what they were asking for.
Oh
Um,
shit.
I think, I mean, I don't know, but I think it might be to do with no gambling, that no one's doing any gambling. So Kick is
Mm,
like, why are we giving them all this money? They're not actually making any, they're not bringing anyone over. Bit of a mistake, makes sense. I mean, it's exactly pretty much what I called. It will last until Kick stops paying, and then you'll go back to Twitch. There's no reason to stream on Kick unless you're getting paid contract, right?
yep.
Because, again, unless you're as big as someone like Odablock. You're not making people. A lot of people didn't want to make the switch to Twitch in terms of viewership. So I didn't want to make the switch to Kick from Twitch. I think it's the contract keeping people there, and if they're not getting renewed, they'll go back to Twitch. It makes sense to go back there.
It's also interesting because you kind of see the attitude of people that have taken on a Kick contract, and the attitude really is like, oh, I'm not even going to put in the energy to stream and try to be successful because ultimately I'm just getting paid by the hour. So I
Yeah,
can
you
just
just get
be as
hourly
lazy
rate.
as possible. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think Tasty would mind me saying this, but I mean, he's just he streams, turns off face cam, watches Hell's Kitchen. I mean, if he
I
was
mean,
on Twitch, he'd want to be growing his audience
but
and being a little
that's
bit.
it. As long as Kick is getting paid, fucking Hell's Kitchen boys, let's go. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it. Like,
But it's like
that's it.
he's relaxing because he can. He's paid by the fucking hour. He's probably making a
That's it.
good, decent chunk. But in Kick's eyes, they're seeing this as like, okay, like
Like,
we want you
assholes just
to
fucking
we want you to be
screaming
growing
fucking
your stream
Hell's
in some
Kitchen.
way. Yeah, this is not.
Yeah, that's well, that I think that's the problem with the Kick platform is that without a contract, there's no need to be on there. And then
Yeah.
when you've got the contract, fuck, I'm getting paid. Like they legally have to give me this money. Why the fuck should I put in effort that I don't need to be putting in? I've got a bunch of logs I need to fletch. Let's fletch and watch Hell's Kitchen. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
Like instead of doing it off stream, do it when you get paid for Kick.
Oh man, because I really do wonder what's happening in the next several months with contracts ending and if Kick's even going to try again. Because again, there's always that hype of like, oh my god, we're signing on a lot of people. Look how successful Kick is. And I'm like, when does this end? Because you
You
can't.
know what?
Yeah.
I think people need to man the fuck up and start gambling. Like if Kick says we'll give you more money if you do gambling, all right, and I'm assuming Kick will give you some sort of front for stakes so that you either have better odds or like their money to gamble. Start like don't do this whole I don't want to be a gambling streamer. Fuck that. I gamble every fucking Sunday on stream. Gambling is the most fucking fun I have in my life. Yes, I lose a lot of fucking money, but god damn, it feels good when you win. Just fucking gamble, dude. Get the money, man. Like,
No, I'm
man,
the thing
I'm
is,
addicted,
like,
dude.
people can do whatever the fuck they want, and if you're gonna be
Yeah.
making bank, like, to be completely honest, like, especially when I was hearing of, some creators, I think like XQC was getting paid like millions and millions of dollars
Yeah,
just to
it's like
stream.
100 mil, right? To be on there.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, well,
Yeah.
before that, when he was doing gambling on Twitch,
Yeah, yeah.
he's probably just getting fucking bank. But so ultimately, I don't blame anybody, but it's against my morals to do the
Yep.
gambling stream just because I'm just like, I know how fucking poisonous the gambling can
Oh
be
yeah,
to
dude.
people.
I don't recommend gambling at all, which is an oxymoron, obviously, because it's so fun. It's like just gamble.
Yeah.
If like I've had people come to me, what's the website you gamble on? I don't. I refuse to give it out. I've seen a friend very recently gamble someone else's money
Oh god.
and get up to 4 grand from $50 even. This is after he lost all the other money. Put $50 in, got up to 4 grand, went to deposit it, and it was like a 1 day delay to deposit. Oh, let's do another 1,000. He turned 4 grand into fucking thin air just like that within like half an hour. I just watched it. I was like, you need to not do this. This is bad. So while I love gambling and I'm happy to gamble on stream, I don't encourage to go gambling because you will lose your money. Only gamble what you can lose. But fuck, I love gambling, dude.
At least you're
It's-
honest about it,
it's-
because no, I
Oh,
mean that's
dude, hell
the
yeah.
reason people get fucking addicted to it, because it's just the highs and the lows are so extreme that it's
Yeah.
just incredibly
I've
addictive.
got I don't gamble what I can't afford to gamble. I've got a cap on it,
Yeah.
thankfully. but I know how addicting it is for people because I could just go and gamble a fuck ton right now, and it wouldn't take a whole lot of convincing to do it. But there are people out there that are way too impulsive and will ruin their fucking lives over it. So that's why I'm happy to gamble if I get paid. Like if, so for example, Kick was like, "Here, come gamble," I'll do it because it's good money, but I would not recommend it. That's about the
Yeah,
best I could do,
that's
to be honest, because
yeah, and
I'm having fun.
yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, how much Kick would be probably willing to pay
Yes,
for
that's it.
their creators to do that. Yeah.
That's it. Like if Kick offers you a good amount of money and it's a good amount of money, I'm talking money that like if Kick could cover 1 year of what you would typically make streaming through Twitch and YouTube and everything,
Hmm.
then I think that is more than acceptable. If it's a contract for say 3 months and you'll get a year's worth of your Twitch income and you just got to gamble, plus you get to keep the gambling winnings. Uh, yeah, I'll see you on Kick, dude. That's where I'm going to be. That's all it would take for them to offer me like a year of YouTube, what I make on YouTube. They offer me that. I'll do it. I probably wouldn't switch for less because of the platform that I'm trying to maintain. It will damage it,
Yeah.
switching platform with streaming. But if they can cover like a year's of income, yeah, I'll make a switch. I'll still have YouTube content, but that's pretty much what it would take, and then you're fucking sorted, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone's
yeah,
got a
just
price.
exactly. No, and that's the scary thing is, when the money really starts talking, you realize, okay, this is, even beyond just, 3 months paying a year's rent, but like
Mhm.
life-changing money, for example. Like when
Mhm.
I again, like I don't blame somebody like XQC taking multi-million
No,
dollar
exactly.
contract to do that, but
Oh, absolutely.
it's the thing is like if you don't have experience with gambling, like you get sucked in, and that's
You
not
will get,
something
oh
that
yeah,
you want to start doing. That's like fucking
Mhm.
starting to smoke cigarettes just right now when you've
That's it.
never smoked a cigarette. Like you really want to fucking start doing this? Like,
Yeah, that's it. It's a slippery slope if you've never been to a casino, especially, or played poker or done anything of the sort.
yeah,
And people, you're gonna have people criticizing you. For every like 100 people that watch you, like there's a good third that might be like, yeah, I don't like you gambling. That's fucked. The other 2/3 will either love it and they gamble too, or don't gamble, don't like gambling, but love watching it. Because even watching gambling is fun. Like just watching someone just spin, 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 win big. You're like, that's fucking huge. It's not too far. It's not too different from RuneScape. It's just involving real money, you know.
hmm.
Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting where Kick takes the RuneScape creators in the next few months when the contracts are up,
Yeah,
up for renewal at least.
we'll see.
Mm,
Okay, there's a couple questions from I'm
yeah,
obviously not going to cover every single Twitter topic, but there's a few
yeah.
I want to read. Um, so well, yeah, okay. Beans
Oh
asks,
God.
can you ask him about his head dent and when he's going to acknowledge it's there? His whole community has seen it, and he's just not being honest with himself.
Yeah, I shaved my head for the subathon, and everyone's convinced that I've got a dent in my head from the headset that I wear.
Yeah.
But it's a lightweight headset, and it wasn't a dent. It was just like it's just the hair being like flat, so it looks like it in the wrong light. There's no head dent, I promise. But my Iron Man name was changed to Head Dent, and it's pretty much just the meme now that anytime I make a mistake in the game, it's because the dent is pushed so far into my fucking brain that I can't play the game properly anymore. So there is no head dent, I
Is it
promise.
worse than Sick Nerd's head dent?
No, nowhere near.
Okay, because the Sick
Nowhere
Nerd's is
near.
pretty bad. Okay. Morty asks, ask him how his car is coming along.
Oh, right, yep. Because I've been I bought a 1979 Chrysler Valiant about a year and a half ago. I've just been repainting it. I was doing a YouTube series on it, but my camera died, and it's just fucked. I need to get a new camera. I just haven't had the time or the money. So I'll be reviving that hopefully in the next few weeks. But it's coming along well. It's painted. I got the paint job all done. Um, Even though I couldn't record it, I had to kind of get it over with and get it out of the garage. So it's good. It's on the road again. Drives great, feels good. I'm also looking to get another car soon as well if the deal that I'm trying to strike with someone comes up So hopefully in the near future, I can do some more vlogging car content on various different cars that I've got coming soon. Hopefully, that's the plan. But car is good, coming along great, and I should have an update over the next few months once I get a new camera sorted. I'm gonna not cheap out and buy a proper like mirrorless camera that can actually provide me with decent quality.
Hell yeah. Okay, Jeff, ask about the no stun awakened Leviathan completions, and more recently the one prayer point completion. After having gotten into some heated discussion around plugin use at the time, certain indicators were banned.
Oh man, I the only thing I know about the no stun awaken leviathans and the more recently the one prayer pot completion ones, he says, the only thing I know about them is that they've happened. I haven't looked into them or watched them.
Oh, okay.
It's been that was like the no monkey discussion, right? Like when Desert Treasure 2 came out a long time ago. I don't know what's changed since with plugins. I just know that they've been doing it. I didn't think it was actually possible at the time to do a no stun normal Leviathan at that speed. But then I was doing Leviathan very recently for a bingo, and I was like, actually, this probably could be possible if you're fast enough. But
Yeah,
Awaken Leviathan, no stun, is insane. I don't know what plugins are being used to help with that, though. I will have to actually watch it and have a look. I would be curious, but personally, I don't know anything aside from the fact that it's been done. So
I think
sorry, I can't go into detail on that.
I'm thinking. Well, I watched the video of it. It didn't look like there was any plug besides just default like tile markers and everything else. But
the usual shit, yeah.
It didn't look like there was anything. But to be fair, you could potentially record something without showing additional overlays that are happening.
You could. I might check it out on stream next week and
yeah, it is. If it really is no overlays that are additional there, it looked like a clean kill that was purely just. I mean, you got to have perfect fucking ping and no lag.
There's no way it's happening on my ping. Like I'm at 50 ping is too high for something like that.
No, he needs to be at zero ping basically, and he needs to be on his toes. But it's a very, very impressive kill because, I mean, just fucking one prayer point.
Yeah,
Jesus,
shit sounds insane.
Okay, so. Oh, so this is from Lampot. The people want to know who is his favorite mod. We all know he doesn't have a favorite chatter because he doesn't think about them, but surely the mods have some hierarchy.
Fuck the mods, dude. The mods do nothing but pray for my downfall. Do you know how fucked my subathon was with these mods? They're just like, there's this anonymous debt that keeps getting made up. That I am known as a scammer to my community now because like I haven't drank enough alcohol because I don't know, maybe I was sick and out of alcohol and fucking like the general rule is like a $100 donation I'll send a drink, right? I'll do a shoey. When like 9, 10, 11 of those come in 1 hour, like it's not fucking easy to do that, So, and I'm trying to like, there's no way I've kept up with it. And the mods will actively rally against me, get the chatters hyped up. Dent boy, he owes fucking drinks. Fuck this guy, and it's just like, it's great. Fuck the mods though. Fuck all the mods. I don't have a favorite mod. They're all against me. They all pray for my downfall. Fuck them.
Oh God. Okay. Ask him what his go-to at KFC is.
You got to get the Zinger stack of box meal with the 3 wicked wings and the Pepsi Max with the potato and gravy on the side with the supercharged slider. Maybe even 10 nuggets. If you're feeling spicy.
Oh my God. So you guys don't have like Popeyes there, do you?
No, we don't. No.
Damn. Yeah, Popeyes is better.
But KFC here, from what I've heard in comparison, is very good compared to America. Okay, KFC here is really good. It's like, it's the shit.
Okay, that's good to know because the KFC here sucks ass.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I think it's probably because there's so many better options, to be fair. But I've heard things about foreign like fast food places just being completely different. I mean, just the McDonald's in like fucking, I don't even know where it was, like Spain. They just have a completely different menu. It's not even the same restaurant.
Yeah, I mean in Southeast Asia they sell fucking rice at KFC.
Yeah, so, that's strange.
Yeah, I mean. It is Southeast Asia, to be fair, but still, it's KFC.
Okay, ask his opinion on RS3.
It's dog shit.
Have you played RS3?
Not in many years.
But you have played it.
I have played it, yes. I have like a hardcore with like maybe a 700 total level or something, but it's been a while. It's a common meme on the channel. Every week when I do my news segment, we go over the RuneScape 3 news, and the news is just that it's fucking dog shit, and then move on. And that's the same thing every week, and for some reason is like the height of the show. Nothing else I say in the video matters. As long as I say RuneScape 3 is dog shit, people are happy with it. So
Everyone claps.
yeah, it's great.
Oh my god. All
Easy.
right. Dami asks, who is the most underrated OSRS content creator?
Oh shit. This is rough because I don't really watch content creators in general. Like I've not been up to date for like a good year plus. If we're talking YouTube specifically, I couldn't fucking tell you, to be honest. Could not tell you. Shit. Twitch stream wise, I mean, man, I don't know, man. I don't fucking watch anyone anymore.
That's
I've
fair.
just not been
I
doing
mean,
it.
you've been doing your own shit for like a month straight anyway. It's on top of it.
Yeah,
I mean, you stream
I
a lot.
just, yeah. To be honest, I just don't want to watch RuneScape. I just don't care enough about RuneScape.
The thing is,
Yeah.
when you play it all day and it's your job, it's like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I recognize how inundated I am on all my social, like Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, fucking Twitch. Every single thing is all RuneScape, and it's like I can't even get a break from it sometimes. I'm like,
That's it.
I need a breather.
I didn't even watch the last season of Gilnor Games, dude. Like, I just don't have the time or the patience
Yeah.
to sit there and watch it. I just got updates through the chat. They just kept me updated,
Yep.
more or less. Like, and it's absolutely nothing against the content, of course. It's just when I'm not streaming and playing RuneScape, I may have came RuneScape and playing Dota, or I'm fucking watching a show or doing something else. You know, I'm not a big content watcher. I watch Prison Joe where I can. I watch Teep Up the Slice where I can. Aussie Shifter, I check out her live stream. She's trying to push for partner at the moment, so I've been trying to do what I can, even if I'm just lurking, to help her out. In terms of video wise, though, on YouTube, unless there is something like a hot topic to come up, I only watch what I react to on stream, dude. Like that's really it. So it's kind of hard to say. I do apologize.
totally
I can't
fair.
really answer that question. Yeah,
I'm
I haven't
gonna
really got anyone.
I'm gonna bring up Prison Joe just because
Yeah.
you know, he is doing something so unique. It's like half
I'm glad he took the
podcast.
YouTube route.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good.
I'm glad he because he went full time on Twitch and still didn't really touch YouTube much and was doing a bit of IRL stuff. And he's actually dived into the YouTube scene a lot more. I am a big fan of that. I think more people should be doing that. And he's got a good idea, right, with the Top Tuesday. Like it works great.
Yep. It's a great idea, and he executes it so well. He truly, like, you can see he truly fucking cares about what he's doing, and his production value is just through the roof on it. So I think just, yeah.
You can tell that he gives a shit.
Yep.
And it's another way for people to experience him and other content creators without it being like over the top. It's not overcomplicated. It's very simple. It's just this guy and this other guy, and they're doing Tob, and they're talking shit, and it's fun. And then do they get a purple? Nope. Go again. I think, yeah, he does a good job. I think creators need to be, if you want to dive into full-time content creation and really, really like go for it, you can't treat it as a hobby. It's like what you do as well. You stream and you do YouTube and you do the podcast and you do your rambles and everything. And I think you should be just maximizing your content everywhere you can. Plant your seed everywhere and get in people's faces.
Yep. That's ultimately what it is.
Yeah.
Just get exposure any way you can.
Yeah. I love seeing people do it. I think YouTube is a slower build than Twitch in terms of like trying to build an audience. But when the YouTube ball starts rolling, when it starts snowballing, once you get your first 1,000, 4,000, 10,000 subs, it keeps going, man. Yeah. And it starts to build up. And long term, it fucking pays off big time.
It does. I mean, even with just the minimal I do, I mean, you might not think it's minimal, I guess, but it's like a weekly podcast is really not that much to ask for. And then the occasional ramble I upload. I mean, but it's really helped just keep me like feeling like I have a consistent additional stream of revenue for one, but also just this other side project that keeps me like fulfilled in a way, you know, just like, okay, I got something going on that's not just pop open the stream and that's it.
And people know your podcast. People want to come on the podcast. It's good watch time. They're long, they are enjoyable, they're consistent. It's good. It's good viewer retention, and you've also got shorts as well, right? You're uploading shorts. Prison Joe's uploading shorts. Like they stack up because they're super easy and quick to watch and make, and it's just all getting in your face. And that's what I try to do with my channel, which is upload shit that can, you know, I'm just trying to get in as many people's faces as possible. Unfortunately, the program I use for my shorts at the moment is fucked, so I can't upload anything.
I'm still trying to figure out the whole shorts thing because it was, you know, I'd be kind of consistent and then I would stop for a few months, and then when I started the hardcore group, I was uploading way too frequently and people let me know about it, and then I was like, oh fuck.
Oh fuck those people, dude! Upload everything, dude. Fucking upload 10 shorts a day, man. Fuck them.
I was doing about like 2 to 6 a day, like every night. I would just stack them up, and then people were getting pissed off about it, and I was like, yeah, like maybe I could tone it back. But then when I wanted to tone it back, I was like, I'm not even gonna. They just weren't doing as well as I had imagined, and so I'm like, maybe I'll just like save the shorts for cast segments. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, anything works. Some shorts don't hit, some do. Apparently, it's good to put them on TikTok as well. I haven't done that actively. I should do it more. I'm just super lazy, but TikTok apparently has a pretty decent algorithm for old school RuneScape.
Really? Yeah, I've never tried it.
I've just got a friend that's like always seeing RuneScape shit, and she's like, you should really be uploading to this because it's just in your face all the fucking time.
Damn.
And it seems to just be like the same few people.
My boomer ass is like terrified of TikTok. I don't use it.
I don't. Yeah, I've got an account. I've never had the app. I just upload to it and leave it.
Nice.
I actually have no idea how it's doing, but every time I open it, I've got like a couple new followers.
That's cool.
There you go. I've got another 200 followers apparently. I have 1,000 followers on TikTok. Hell yeah.
Nice.
My latest one's violated the community.
As what?
It's violated community guidelines. My latest upload. I don't even know what it is, but well, my bad. I mean, it's ironic because my biggest TikTok and probably my biggest short is the one where I made the 9/11 joke.
Oh god.
So, that's good. So there you go. That's your algorithm secret. You wanna make it in shorts, dude. Just make fun of tragedies. People will come flocking apparently.
All right. King Condor, what's the plan for the rest of the year?
Shit. I want to try and hit 100K subs on
You're
YouTube.
very close. I just looked up your channel. Jesus, man. I think the last time I had you on, you were at like 70K subscribers.
Yeah, it's been going really well. I don't know if we'll hit it at the end of the year, maybe early January. It depends on how I tackle my content going forward, which varies.
Dude, you're close to that fucking plaque. That's crazy. 92.4K right now for those listening.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Wow. And when did you create your YouTube? Just for for the timeline for people.
The channel was made in like 2016, but I didn't start uploading until I didn't start uploading properly until I want to say I was doing a little bit of YouTube bullshit here and there in 2017, and then I stopped, and then I came back in 2019 and actually started to try and take it seriously because I was in between jobs. But it really started to grow when it started to kind of take off. Was 2020 started 2020 January. That's when I found the RuneScape side of it all too, and that's kind of just where it ended up snowballing from there basically. So I'd say from 2020, that's when I first hit my first 1,000 subs. January until now. So what is it? Nearly 4 full years. Damn, it's taken a while. We're getting there.
That's fucking
every
dope,
year
man.
is getting better.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Every year gets better and better. The like views per year and subs per year get better. Last year was very good, especially with all the drama and the content I was releasing on it. That was like really helpful. You know, a lot of people sit there telling me, yeah, your channel's going to die. You're not doing anything good. And it's like, well, actually, I'm
It's
doing everything
growing.
right. The numbers are green, big green arrows upwards. So, and I just did a 23-day fucking subathon. And that wasn't cheap either. You know, I make sure that if you want me to stay live for as long as you want, I'm getting fucking paid for it. So I think being able to do that is very it's a good sign of success and a good sign of that I'm trending in the direction I should be to have what I've got, right?
Yeah.
So no, I'm happy with it, and that's the goal for the end of the year is to push as close to 100K as possible. Hopefully, hit it. Keep making content. Keep going live. And shit.
Fuck
See what
yeah,
happens
man.
next year. You know,
Yeah.
it's the end of August, so
Love
getting
to
close to the end of the year.
love to hear that. Always a pleasure having you on, King Condor. I appreciate
I,
your time tonight.
I appreciate it greatly. I'm happy to come on anytime.
Hell yeah. So for those listening, down in the description, as always, I'll have King Condor's links. So go follow him, go sub to his YouTube, go join his channel membership. He's got some different tiers. You can explore them and, you know, support King Condor if you guys would like to. And also, if you want to support the cast and get your name on the title screen, there's also a Patreon link and a YouTube membership link on my own channel. And King Condor, any last words before we wrap up?
Not really. Just, you know, keep your health above zero in RuneScape and don't be shit. You'll be fine.
Right.
You know, if you need help with a boss, you know which channel to come to. I got you covered.
Okay, I need to say one last thing, actually.
Yeah.
I was in T-Papa's stream, and he was saying the best guide he ever saw on YouTube was your Obor guide, where
Yes.
you didn't even actually, basically you were sitting at the Grand Exchange like fletching or something, and you're just explaining the boss fight. And then you go to a fucking hill giant and you kill the hill giant pretending as if it's Obor.
Yeah.
And that's
Dude,
the guide.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you haven't
fuck.
seen the Odablock guide, you need to check it out. It was during Leagues 4, and I killed more than enough hill giants to get the key, and I didn't get a key. So I was like, fuck this, pretend this is Obor, and then just killed the hill giant, and that was it. Yeah, that was a
Jesus
classic.
Christ, dude. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, King Condor, I appreciate you. Definitely have you on once
Thank you.
again. But yeah, I always love to hear that you're doing well and your stream's killing it, and hopefully you get that 100K plaque by the end of the year. That'd be amazing. So keep it up.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you guys later.